What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Antonius the Gamer here, back once again with Mikkel Smith and Super SSS Rank. This is the Press Start Select podcast, episode 66. This is a redo of the redo because we were making our apology episode and then had technical difficulties, ironically. So now this is the catch up to the catch up. But I still do want to take time, and we all want to take time to apologize for the unexpected hiatus. No community post, nothing like that. Just had to, again, the cliche of life be life, and like life started life in a little too much back to back to back to back, and it was just hard to get schedules on board. But we're
So
back.
yep,
Yeah.
we're back.
Yeah, but we are back once again with episode 66. And of course, as fate would have it, as we come back, there's plenty of things to talk about tonight, fellas. And none other than our favorite company who has and fully embraced their heel turn in 2025, Nintendo.
Nintendo.
So
Where do we
Nintendo,
start?
yeah, we'll just go in order at this point.
All right.
there's no, there's no need to.
My
Let's
goodness.
start with the highlights. Like, no, we'll just go. We'll just go. So Nintendo had a direct over the weekend, and it's funny. I was listening to this Nintendo YouTuber literally yesterday talk about why he believes that Nintendo had the direct on a Friday instead of the usual Tuesday or Wednesday that they tend to. And it's due his theory. It's because Nintendo, just like most businesses, all their stocks and stuff kind of stopped for the weekend, and Japan was having a three weekend holiday this past weekend. So when you're gonna give news that might shake up your stocks a little bit, you do it on a Friday right before the before everything closes. So by the time the blowback hits, it's Saturday, it's Sunday. People have forgotten over the weekend, and Monday is like, it never happened. News cycle's over anyway. 48 hours. And I was like, man,
That's
that's
interesting.
right. I'm like yeah. Because apparently
Wow.
the last time they had a big dip was when they announced the price of the Switch 2. That was the last time like their stocks was like, zoop, zoop. I mean, obviously it recovered. So I was like, that's an interesting thing. Like I would love to know more of the paper trail behind that. Of like, is that the real reason why we got a Friday Nintendo Direct? But that being said, they announced a variety of things. It is the longest direct they've done up until this point. And they announced they started off with the acknowledgement of the Mario anniversary. We got our first quote unquote teaser of the next Mario movie, Super Mario Galaxy. And right as we're getting an announcement of, hey, coming in 2026, a new Mario movie, Nintendo decides to Nintendo and it's like, hey, so in honor of the movie, we're bringing back Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. And obviously in all of our heads, the asterisk hit because we're all like, okay, but at what cost? Because they don't drop the prices in the trailers no more. They learned their lesson. And we come to find out that you can get Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 as a combo for $70 or get them individually for $40 each. Now, before I get your guys' opinion on this, need I remind you, a couple years ago, Nintendo dropped the combo pack that had Super Mario Galaxy 1 in it, along with two other Mario games. I think it was Super Mario 64 and Bowser's Fury. And
hmm
that combo pack was $60. So technically, you were getting Super Mario Galaxy 1 for $20. And now you can rebuy that same port for 40. Fellas, what do we think?
It's money. It's money, man. Like, and they've entered a phase where they know that their fans like because the fans are proving them right. No matter what we do, you'll buy it. You'll complain and you'll buy it. And it's such a very scary place to be, man. Because first of all, I on the movie scale, I was like, wait, we're jumping to Super Mario Galaxy
Right.
already. Like, we can't get a Yoshi Island or
Nothing.
not even a
See,
Super
you
Mario
see,
Sunshine
yeah, and then
summer special or something. It's like, but we just jumping straight to Galaxy. Okay, so
well, then that just proves you have people that are removed. I don't know if they're hiring the same consultant that did for Marvel. Now he got fired. Hell, look, I'll just move on to games, and saying, hey, this is what you guys should do with your properties. Don't know, but it does show that the company is removed from um reality. They have no idea what properties they're standing on. They're going off of the properties that were formed in what when they were formed 1990, 80, whatever.
Mm.
Whoever's still there. And whereas a certain company, we'll dive in later, seems to be having a fresh new take and fresh energy behind everything that they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's showing to be very fruitful for because it's for me it's you're actually getting a fan that's in charge of the properties,
We you can
property
see passion.
allowing it to move forward.
I'm a
You
big
can
fan
see
of you can see
passion.
passion. I don't care what it
Yeah,
is.
you
It could be
can.
in food, it could be in entertainment, it could be in music, it could be in speaking. You can see when someone cares about what they're doing. But go
Yeah.
on.
And so yeah, that's just what I'm seeing. That's a consistent pattern. They're looking like they're gonna be Disney in a couple of years if they keep moving at this rate.
In a
Couple
couple of
years.
years.
I mean,
That's what they are.
it's already just to give grace.
Did you
Just
not
to give
see the
grace.
real?
No,
Have you
but for
Nintendo
us,
World?
we're
Have you heard of this
we're
little
too
little
well
fantastical place?
we're too in the future. You know, we gotta be how do I say palatable
Ah,
for this for our for for
digestible
certain
for
people,
yeah. I got you.
digestible. But no, we all three already know that it's the end was last week. The end was the Nintendo Switch reveal. The end was the Nintendo Switch existing as long as it existed.
I see a
So
vision of the Mario mushroom lighting up right next to the Happy and Apple from the Apple Store.
yeah, it's a long awaited we're already in the end game. We were already in the end game.
Mm,
The people, the public, they're not. So
yeah.
uh,
Don't worry.
whenever we do compile of the world's greatest gaming prophecies,
Just
we'll have a
remember.
whole compilation. Just remember.
First of all, I think like that price is just too much. Like especially like I'm very very like turned off by these bare minimum r- remaster upscales and the reselling. It's like, bro, first of all, what?
It's not even a remaster. It's a port.
Yeah, it's a port, bro. Like, and you want to sell it for that much, and then you're kind of forcing people to do the bundle, or else pay heavier on the back end. And it's just like, bro, first of all, like, no, just for a movie tie-in, like you could have done what you could have done on the eShop was like, okay, $40 a bundle, $20 separate.
Yeah.
Have a good day. Thank you for your ongoing support of
Mm.
Nintendo. But it's like, no, bro. It's like they're trying to justify, oh yeah, no, we got new hardware now because you guys kept saying we need new hardware. But it's like, bro, it's basically still a PS4.
Yeah. Maybe a Pro on its best day. A PS4 Pro on its best day.
And it's like these prices are just outrageous, man. And it's like they've known that they could really get away just with the bare minimum now, and they're literally just about to like flourish in so many ways, just because, like like I said, there are so many people's livelihoods are just tied to.
Mm-hmm.
I need to talk about this, so that means I need the game in my hands and to create content with it. The content wars,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very sad, bro. It's like almost like a drug addiction now that you have to be a part of this regime.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, before we started, like I joked about the the great illusion, right? The genjutsu. But I'm like, I think it's one of those things of like you're trying to wake somebody up of like, look, this company you fell in love with has changed and changed unapologetically. I'm not saying you can't love what Nintendo was, but this is not that anymore. And they're like, no, you won't. Like this is my one sliver of joy left in this life. It's like, yo.
So everybody's turning into Agent Smith.
Yeah.
Why do you persist?
Like even when that Pokemon leak came out of all the scrap content, people was like, "Bro, we got robbed."
Yeah. So just for the sake of discussion, because I think it's in a sense of fairness to Nintendo. Not to say that I agree with it, but I was thinking about this today when I was prepping for the show. We've all known Nintendo to be notoriously obnoxious when it comes to prices. And what I mean is when it comes to like Xbox, when it comes to PlayStation, right? They have all their flaws too, right? We're all very well aware with some of the practices that we've had to deal with over the years with those companies. But one thing I've always remembered about Nintendo is that Nintendo themselves will rarely put anything on sale. Even when the 3DS shop was still a thing, I remember it. I wanted to get Pokemon Blue, as I remembered it on the 3DS shop. It was like $60. A game that came out when I was like 5, because Nintendo has always done that. It's like you look at Switch 1 games. If you want Breath of the Wild is still gonna cost you $60 today. So the reason why I bring that up, I'm like, do you feel like this is maybe a little bit of selective amnesia on the gamers' part of like, this is kind of on par with how they've carried themselves for some time now?
Yep.
It's a half and half.
Mm,
Because like I said, you need contribution on both sides, and then come to an agreement in
right.
order for something to flourish. So there's multiple people, at multiple levels, who are part of the cycle of dysfunction and extraction.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I agree. I do think it's a floor that we've allowed them to set, right? Because again, to give some credit, PlayStation's greatest hits. If you could wait, for sure, come Christmas time, $20 instead of the usual $40.
no more.
Well,
Yeah.
no, yeah,
I haven't seen any additions to the greatest hits and the stuff in a while, bro.
and you won't. And you won't. Yeah, it just made me think about that, because it's like we're about to talk about obviously some more of their bigger hits, and it's just like that to me. I'm like, it's not like it's something new from them. I just wish we give them a little bit more pushback of like, at what point do we say, yes, I understand you've created a quote unquote work of art, but it's also a work of art that is 10 years going on old. And I've never been on board with it just, who says a game decreases in value? It's like, welcome to tech. I don't make the rules. Like, what you want me to tell you?
It kind of goes back to, like, even when I was talking about PlayStation, I kind of feel like this era, like from, like, I would say from like 2024 to 20, like now,
Mhm.
whatever like online store database that they're building in terms for like digital games, I think this is going to be and I really hope that, I'm being a little bit on a side of optimistic, but also
Mhm.
realist.
Mhm.
I hope this is the base where, okay, if it's on this shop now, this is where you need to go to until whatever, since it's available on a digital platform. Like, yes, you could import this to any new system in the future.
I think that would be fine. I think most gamers will be fine as that.
Yeah,
I think the problem that we keep having, why I guess gamers come across so upset, rational gamers, let me say, because there's the other side. But I think the reason why rational gamers come across so upset is because, like you said, Tim, it's like it's a give and take. Like, just give us that. Would I have wanted a physical thing? Maybe, but I can live in peace knowing that once I bought this, I own it in depth, like forever. Like that code is checked. But then we'll see little snippets, little press releases here and there of like, yeah, that's just an unrealistic request for the consumer. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, we got to be able to revoke the rights when we feel that it's time to revoke the rights. It's like based off what? Like I understand licenses are expiring, so you can't sell certain things anymore. That I totally get. But to be like, yeah, you bought it, but we got to take it back.
yeah, because I remember for Little Big Planet 3, during its life cycle, some of the costumes were being discontinued
Mm-hmm.
in its actual life cycle because of the license and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, if you don't get that Ninja Turtle pack within 2 weeks, you ain't getting it no more.
Yeah. Which,
So like, so for the next installment, that's why they did everything was like custom made through Sony. So that way, hey, moving forward, what we make is what will always be here.
which I think it's just it's the usual give and take of like, you scratch my back a little bit, here's some bread as I continue to support your company. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think a lot of times like these whole things of like, oh, it's us against the industry. It's like we've only gotten to this point because you guys continue to take without giving a little bit more give. Like, that's it. Just give us a little bit more give, and we be back in your good graces again. But you don't. You just want to take.
Or your Twitter replies.
Yeah,
Your
right.
Like,
Right.
No, but it's also a tactic, bro. When you starve the people, any crumb tastes better.
Oh no.
Yeah.
The hint of where else would you go is in everything they do.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. It's because they've become such a monopoly in their own space that it's like you can't, unless you just don't go cold turkey, don't buy any products. It's like, what are you going to do?
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you going to do? And that's why I was saying, like, earlier, like when Xbox was going through their stuff, like, yeah, bro, I was like, bro, that ecosystem is returning where it's just PC, Sony, and Nintendo right
Hmm.
there. And they're all in their respective lanes doing what they do best
Yeah.
to gain all that they can from their customers.
Hmm.
And honestly, this is where we're right back there.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like after Gears went multi-platform, bro, like that green light just got dimmer and dimmer and
Bro.
dimmer.
When I saw that Helldivers trailer and I saw the PlayStation logo quickly followed by the Xbox logo, I'm like, this is it.
Like, oh, we got ODST now.
Yeah.
Okay,
We've reached the end of the simulation, yo.
bro. Like I said, bro, like
Wake
that
me
was just
up.
that was just the one step. Once that Halo Anniversary Collection dropped, bro, it's done.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
Next thing you know, after the Splinter Cell anime, oh, you guys want Splinter Cell on PlayStation?
It's coming. It's coming. But I guess let's finish knock out the rest of the direct. What do you guys think about them bringing back Mario Tennis with Mario Tennis Fever?
Are we surprised? Like, you know, it was gonna come back. I mean, yeah, like why? Well, yeah, why? You know, I'm not surprised at all. I mean, it looks fun, slightly innovative, I guess. Do I care? No, but yeah, I'm not surprised. It was inevitable at this point for me.
Yeah, because when it comes to Mario, bro, like they've already established, like, okay, we're gonna do whatever that we can with Mario, just because he's the sole mascot of this company,
Hmm.
and you're just gonna buy it whatsoever. Like I said, if he's kart racing, tennis, party, paper,
Soccer,
like
golf.
whatever it is, bro, like they're gonna sell it to you because you know what? We gonna know you're gonna love those scenes when they play tennis in the movie. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That nostalgia, that
Boy,
nostalgia inception
boy.
imprint in your head, bro. Like, that's exactly what they're going to do, bro. Like you could tell, like how many people probably bought that new Donkey Kong game just because of those scenes in that movie.
But I don't see, and the thing is, like, that's not necessarily a bad thing
Yeah,
when the product is good, right? So we keep
mhm.
even seeing the reviews.
Or even
Donkey
the
Kong,
kart racing on the Rainbow Road, like bro.
yeah.
It's like yes, they're slowly but surely lining up things just for you to just buy it down the
Mm.
line. And yeah, it's just like yeah, bro. Like we already know the Mario politics, bro. We already know.
I just wish, like, again, not to sound like a broken record, but I just wish, like, I remember, like, we were all obviously around for the era of the Mario Olympics. Of like, not for nothing, those games were actually pretty good. I'm not like they were actually fairly like well designed, well made, and things like that. And I just when I saw Mario Tennis Fever get announced, it immediately just made me think of Mario Strikers, and it was just like that whole rollout of like, oh, we'll finish it later, we'll add the characters as things goes on. But because it didn't sell as well, because there wasn't any content, they stopped. I'm like, I feel like we're gonna kind of get a repeat with Tennis Fever of like it's gonna start off strong with the promise of more content, and then it's just not gonna come because people are gonna move on.
I just don't think those games hold people. Like it's a great option to have to an add-on too.
Hmm.
It's one of those add-on to games. It's not like for example, we go to Blockbuster, uh say Banjo Kazooie. No, let's say Ocarina of Time dropped. We're gonna finally rent it. Christmas vacation, Thanksgiving vacation's about to start, holiday season vacation from school. Okay, parents says, hey, what movies do you want to get for the holidays? Boom, you select your pit. Boom, boom, boom. You get that, and then okay, you see, let's go with you see Mario Kart Racers, whatever, you get it, or Rush 64. Then you
Mm.
get one of those, it's those add-on two games. It's not one of those games that could keep you. It's not one of those games that I think is meant to keep you because they're not, I don't see them being very competitive. Um,
But I
you
mean,
know,
even
And then
because
it
we were
also
all raised. Yeah.
and but you remember, bro, we also gotta realize, bro, we're also dealing with a very different level of consumerism to these days, man. Like especially like how I said, we are being used as that nostalgia bridge with kids. with kids, bro. Because like I said, like Roblox, you say like the child around you is just like wired. Like what did you say, Roblox? So even with these products, as they start to get more invested into it, like let's just say, hey, like oh, especially since now they know how to use it, YouTube now. He's looking at this, and honestly, it's like end game to him.
Mm.
And that's the thing is like, yeah, 'cause we've gotten so old that we see the framework, but then sometimes, bro, like I said, we are dealing with a new level. Like we're being pushed out in a way, but we're still paying for it technically.
Absolutely.
And that is the part about like being in this adult stage of life, bro. Like you are being pushed out, yes, but then you are also still paying for it.
Yeah, because like to me, I'm like, I don't mind. Obviously you have to cater to a new generation. That's just the way these things work. But like you said so well, Tim, it's like they're doing it in a way of like trying to capture our audience of like, hey guys, you remember this? I'm like, yeah, I remember this, but you're really doing this for the kids. like,
Yes, and exactly. And once you, as a parent, Anthony, swipe your credit card, like how you said earlier, it doesn't matter what you think because you already invested in me and your child or whatever. Yeah, you may complain about the purchase, but I already got your money, bro.
I will say this on mic, and you can hold me to this. Most of the things that you will see my child have will be either by collective bullying from the families buying it for them or my
Yeah,
wife. It won't be me.
but they still won.
No, for sure. Collective bullying, peer pressure. But it will. I will not be. Dad, can I get no? You're gonna sit here and you're gonna draw
beat
Mario.
Zelda. You're gonna beat Zelda the Ocarina of Time on the 64 like I had to during
Right.
summer. Yeah. Then
The
we can
trenches.
discuss.
Yeah, then we can discuss
We
whatever
then we
this
can
is.
talk about your allowance. You know? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. Like I
Wait,
said, like
did you beat
you're
the
still
postman? You didn't beat the postman?
you're
Oh
still
no.
paying
In a
for it.
race? Forget it.
Like once you have a child, bro, that's like guaranteed that they've won you in a sense.
Yeah. No,
Unless you are just a ruthless dictator,
no, it's
which
not. It's not even that. Like, I think sometimes, like, I think we all can, to some degree, recognize certain points where, like, when you're younger, you didn't understand, you would push back against your parents, but as you got older, you realize they were right to some degree about certain things. And I'm like, I might have to be that parent for my kid of like, you're not gonna understand now, but trust me, in like 10 years, I'm gonna get that nod from you one day. I'm like, I know. You get hate me right now, but I'm telling you.
and sometimes you don't, bro. Because like even sometimes I've seen people our age like, and I saw one person post their Pokemon collection on the digital one. I was like, bro, that is literally an addiction.
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure.
Like, wow. Like, oh, I need that holographic on Glaceon. I need it. I need it now.
I mean, I told
And
y'all where I saw the Pokemon vending machines at the grocery store.
bro, it's an addiction, bro. And like how you said, they're just
Pokemon
printing
vending
money,
machines?
and
That's
so they know anything for the Switch 2, especially since the Switch 2 is still in its infancy. Anything with that red symbol is a money grab,
Yeah. Yeah.
regardless. Like even when they showed Metroid Prime, like which I was like, bro, open world. Go to sleep.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be to the point where like it's gonna be that bridge where like yes, hardcore fans are still gonna buy it because they want to be present for this new chapter,
Mm,
streams, revenue, whatever it is. And then yes, there's just newcomers. Oh, I heard about this game and I want to try it. I heard it's open world, whatever, and just be in it. Like I said, man, they're gearing up for the holiday season, bro. So they're knowing exactly and especially with the holiday season, like you remember that feeling like you just want to be on your system that day with the rest of your boys as they finish opening their presents and
of
you just talk
course.
about it.
yeah.
That's the same thing, man. It's just people want that present. I don't want to feel left out. I don't want my kid to feel left out. So it's just that the factor is like they know, all right, these are the bundles coming out. These are the games that's going to be available. Insert credit card here.
Sheesh.
And that's exactly what it is, man. So it's very devious, but that's how the consumer is, and that's a mental thing, man.
Yeah,
Mental.
like you said, there's some addiction there for sure. Since you brought it up though, Jory, I know out of the three of us, you were the most excited about the new Metroid. Does the reveal of a potential open world scare you, excite
Uh,
you, somewhere in between?
so I was excited until the direct.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah,
can you hear me?
your mic is.
No, you're
Yeah,
good. You just got to be closer
yeah.
to the mic. That's all. Yeah, you're good now.
Okay. Yeah, I was excited until the direct. I got a little worried because I was like, why are you giving Samus a bike when she could transform into a morph ball? Um and then I was like, yo, this you
So
could
you
have
mean to tell me
added
you
on
don't
to
want
her.
to see Samus do the Akira slide?
Because she will.
N- No, she got a power suit,
She might do it in the opening
Tim.
credits,
Like
honestly.
You don't want to see Samus do the Akira slide. That's what you're trying to say. You don't want the reels.
You don't want the compilation? Her, Nurse Joy, Kiki Palmer.
no, no, I don't. I don't. You want to know why?
This guy is
Because
a
we
hater.
don't need one. No, we don't need one. So you mean to
Who's
tell
we,
me?
sir?
No, I'm with him.
So
She don't need no bike,
hold
Tim.
up.
She-
No, I'm messing
So
with him. Like,
oh,
who's we?
okay. Because for me, I'm watching the direct, right? I'm watching the direct, and I'm like, yo, is this Destiny? I'm blinking for twice. I'm like, oh, did I hit my Xbox trigger to forward to another video, and then I wind up going on a mod, Destiny mod, where they add Samus? No, this was Samus
oh.
riding a motorcycle
Mm-hmm.
when she can already run at the speed of
Whatever the plot needs her to.
whatever the plot needs it to outrun an Emmy.
Yeah.
Then you got her power. I'm like, so then what are we doing? What's the point of the bike? Are we gonna start? Is Samus now gonna have Tron abilities? And then in that open desert,
Maybe. Or
and then the
maybe.
bike can attack. That's
Or
when I was like, okay,
maybe they were inspired by Devil May Cry 5, saw Dante turn his
no,
motorcycle into
no,
it was
no,
like,
Mad
no,
Max.
no,
yes.
no. Yeah. So my
Does
thing is
Capcom
like
have a
that, and
patent on
that
that? Oh, they don't. All right.
we did it first here. We did it first. FBI,
Yeah.
CIA, FCC. We did it first. No, but yeah, I was excited until I saw that. Now I'm a little worried because it's like, okay, so this open world's the purpose of it's going to be what exactly?
And why do
You
you need
know,
an open world?
Right.
Wow.
and you convince me if you wanted to do that. Convince me,
Mm.
convince me that you're going to turn this into Metroid Prime 4 / Doom Eternals or Metroid Prime 4 / Elden Ring inspired stage layout. Okay. But this open world, the traversal, doesn't look too interesting. I just thought it was. I'm like, yo, is this Destiny? From what I'm seeing,
Mm.
like she has a morph ball. She doesn't need a cycle. But once I saw the Amiibo, I was like, all right, yep, for toys.
Ah.
Okay, it's okay.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna get different bikes: the power
Yeah.
bike,
Yeah.
the levitation bike,
It's gonna
the
change
gravitation,
colors.
the gravitation bike, the spear bike.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. For me, I was excited until I saw that. I don't know what the story's gonna be. I think Metroid Prime Hunters was great for the DS. Because the lore, you didn't know that there was a whole bunch of other bounty hunters, and one of the bounty hunters is from Metroid Prime Hunters is returning. Uh, Silax, whatever. Yeah,
Supposedly.
Silax, I believe.
Who knows how things have
But
changed?
I don't know, man. Metroid Prime 4 looks to be, and it's set in a different universe. So
I hope the multiverse.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
what is Nintendo canon? Are we are we really gonna do this? We've had 8 versions of Ganondorf. Like, this ain't nothing new.
We had Akuma Ganondorf.
Right.
Then we had
Ganondorf the Calamity, Ganondorf the whatever. I'm like, all right, whatever. We know what time it is.
Yeah, once we get Mech Ganondorf from Mega Man, then we've seen it all.
It's a matter of when. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
Tim, you got any quick
So
thoughts?
yeah, that's. You guys have anything from that you want to interject from seeing the Metroid Prime 4?
I've kind of stated this when we were discussing Mafia Old Country. I want to embrace just a shift away from open. I'm an open world fanatic most times,
I am too. I am
but I
too.
think we've
I believe in it.
we've done it at this point. Like the things that I want from open worlds, I'm not getting as consistently
Okay.
as I would like.
I respect that. I can
Yeah.
understand how you feel.
So if I'm not gonna get it, let's not continue to do these like half measures. And respectfully to Nintendo, because it's a newer world for them of open world, of like, okay, we kind of forgave what was going on technically wise when it came to the Zelda series. But clearly you guys got a way to go. I don't want to see it with every new first party property you have. It's like if you're not going to turn Mario Kart into Forza, why are you putting in an open world? You don't need it. And I felt that when I saw Metroid, I'm like, this would have been cool if I knew you were going to give me, I don't know, Red Dead Redemption in space with this. But because I know you're not, and I'm not like holding you up to that standard, I'd rather you just give me, you know what I'm saying? Like, play to
I
your
mean,
strengths sometimes.
yeah, like Samus, aren't you a bounty hunter? Well, can't we do some bounty hunter missioning?
Which maybe that's why they're going open world. But I just, again, like I said, because I've
We
seen
don't
how
know. You're
Nintendo
right.
is,
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna
they're
do
in
it.
their infancy when it comes to
Yeah,
that. I'm like,
yeah, they're not.
formulaic storytelling might need to be where y'all do this for this game while y'all figure it out still.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's not gonna happen. It's
Oh
just
no, that's why I said like I proceeded with like I think we need to bring back set pieces and linear storytelling because one of my biggest critiques about that first Light James Bond gameplay was like clearly you guys do not know
the game came out
how
to
to
me.
craft this.
Again, the game came out in the wrong time, the wrong era.
Yeah, but we're not gonna get too off topic. Tim, you got any quick
10
thoughts on
years too
Metroid?
late. 10 years too late.
I mean, I'll save my breath on that one, bro.
Okay.
I mean, I'm all for innovation. I'm trying to switch things up, especially with the new hardware. But we just gotta wait and see how it holds up.
Yeah, we all might be surprised. I think just given the history of what I've seen so far from them, I'm like,
Yeah, and especially now with this new hardware, all them bugs that the Switch One
right.
had.
The fact that we're getting frame drops already hasn't been a full calendar year. I don't
Mm,
know.
Yeah,
mm, mm, mm,
let's see. Put the money where your mouth is
Yeah,
on
I
both
don't
ends.
know. Other quick announcements. What do you guys think about Yoshi getting a game?
Yoshi's
Politics.
getting a game. I didn't see it.
Yeah,
It's
it's
I
politics.
probably
Yoshi
missed it.
and the Mysterious Book. Is what it's called.
Politics. You need to expand these characters as much as possible.
I'm with you. I
Because
agree.
they did it for Peach.
They did,
And
but it wasn't
of course,
good.
of course, they did Luigi. I think they did Luigi's Mansion 3 times.
Yes, they have.
Yeah. So Yoshi is another primary character, and then you already know a Wario game is around the corner.
Oh no, for sure. But that's kind of like we've been getting Warrior games forever. Like that to me is it's the thing is like with the Princess Peach Showtime, like it wasn't a good game. Like that was kind of my
Now,
thing.
see, when they do those type of games, when you could tell it's weird just by the title, Yoshi and the what? Now, this would have been cool if we already had like a Super Mario World lore builder up front. Oh yeah, they did talk about that in chapter 2.5. But like y'all just be coming up with what? Like Dr. Mario and the Spiral Nexus, Paper Mario and the Origami Prism. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, yeah. Good point. Good point.
Now, if there's
Touche.
some established lore pre-hand before that, like, because like first example, yeah, spinoffs are cool. Spinoffs are cool because I remember the days when I remember going to GameStop just to play Super Mario Sunshine, bro. Or even the first time I played Luigi's Mansion, I was like, bro, this is very interesting.
Hmm.
This is a very interesting step away from the usual formula, but still with familiar elements. Now I get it, you want to expand, but it's like, bro, you know, they think sometimes I feel like they think Mario can't really fail. I mean, well, to a certain extent, it really doesn't because, like, most of their stuff, like even when they're spin-offs, is still like in the
I was gonna
high
say, even when
thousands.
they fail, they fall in the pile of
Yeah,
money. It's crazy.
it's like, well, we got your money and we just gonna put it towards something else anyway.
Mhm.
So thank you for your service.
Yeah.
And especially if it's under the Mario umbrella, it's not really technically a loss.
No, for sure.
Technically,
For sure.
that's the thing about it is like, because anything Mario that sells sells. So it's weird. It's weird.
I just to me, I'm like when I saw, I'm like, I'm not mad at. I just kind of wish, to your point, that like if we're gonna do this, put a little bit more effort into it. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That's always my thing of like, I saw what Princess Peach Showtime was trying to be, but never really got there. And I'm like, I feel like, you could have given us Yoshi's Island too, but you're not. So what are we doing? Because calling a game Yoshi and the Mysterious Book sounds crazy. Like you couldn't think of a better title than the Mysterious Book.
Bro, that's the type of Mario games. Like, remember that Sonic era where he was just doing all this random stuff? Sonic and the Seven, this Sonic and
Sonic in King Arthur's court. Excuse me?
Sonic Unleashed.
Right.
Where child, whatever.
Yeah, Werehog. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
and then they had to go back to formula ever since then, bro. Like Sonic was losing his soul, bro. I mean, but like I said, man, Yoshi is a cute little mascot character, and you could tell this is probably going to be another tie-in to the movie because remember at the end of the first movie they showed Yoshi's egg, so you could tell these are just two tie-ins to give it. I mean, when you look at the pictures, it kind of does give off a Yoshi's Island type of vibe,
No, for sure. For
but
sure.
with him as the focus.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like at that point, just call it Yoshi's Island too, right? I'm like, if we're gonna do this
What
whole,
are we gonna call it? Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. We're gonna call it that. 'Cause we're sold on the title. Because if you tell them it's Yoshi's Island 2, but then they're gonna do all this comparison back and forth. Oh, but where's Mario? Where's Luigi?
right,
But then like no. Like he could do all that stuff by himself. Remember?
right. No. It's a new IP. Trust us, guys. It's a new IP.
Well, actually, bro, I see a picture with him and some little person on his back. So yeah, it's Yoshi's Island, bro. It's just with a new template, new IP.
Okay.
Put that as the caption. New IP. This is Yoshi.
Hey.
Dory, any quick thoughts on Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, or
I never really cared for Yoshi Island and
Whoa,
whatnot.
whoa.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
never.
classic, bro.
No, it's the truth. I didn't care. Like, I think for me the Kirby games are more interesting. So,
fair?
I actually kind of like Kirby's world more. I think the story behind Kirby's lore is kind of insane. So it's like
He's a
it's
menace. He is
yeah,
a natural disaster in that
it's
world.
even I even enjoyed that animation on 4 Kids TV,
Mhm.
the Kirby world, whatever. Some of the stories, some of my favorite characters came from that from Kirby's universe. So
Mhm.
I would want a Kirby game in the likeness of Donkey Kong's Jungle Beat as far as the combat, like a very combative Kirby game.
I mean, I think that's what the Smash Brothers games are for. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's the way to
Not
introduce
like a
them.
fighting game,
Mm.
right? You played have you ever played Donkey Kong's Jungle Beat?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so when you get a chance, go ahead and vid the whole gameplay.
Okay.
I think that was probably the direction you should have taken with Donkey Kong. Not to say this new Donkey Kong game is not fire, but I think you should watch it and you tell me what you think. But because I think that game was fire.
I don't know.
That was a sleeper.
Bonanza's Hulk
No, I'm
Ultimate
just saying.
Destruction. That's a hard bar to match up to. You gave me Hulk Ultimate Destruction with the character that makes the most sense.
Yeah. No, but I still think
sometimes
there's
they
there.
get it right.
I still think there's something there, man. But
Yeah, but they still
Pro Kid-
won because they showed you Jungle Beat right before.
Yeah.
they need to port that game.
Oh, they will. Don't you worry.
Yeah, they need to port that game. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it, man. I ain't really invested in Yoshi's
No, I think your thoughts are fair. I think the other thing too is like because Yoshi is so tied into the Mario universe, it's just like what does he have that isn't Mario related, right? Like with Kirby, to your point, like Kirby has his whole own universe of things going on, right? With his own iconic characters. With Yoshi, I'm like, there was that one with the bow tie that spat an egg in Super Mario Brothers 2 that I remember being really annoying. All the other Yoshis are just the same Yoshi in a different color. Some point y'all gave him wings. I have no idea what's going on here. Like I don't know what a Yoshi antagonist looks like. At this point.
Yeah, so yeah, that's my thoughts.
Okay. I think those were the. Oh no. One last thing for Nintendo before we get into one of the more specific properties. Was like I told y'all before we got on the pod. How do you guys feel about the great, the wonderful, the nostalgia bait of all nostalgia bait, the Virtual Boy coming back as an attachment for the low price of $100? Now you might say to yourselves, $100 is a little bit too much for an attachment for my Switch. Well, rest assured, guys, if you want to save some money, Nintendo also has the cardboard version for $30 that you can use for the Virtual Boy coming back.
It looks weird to me. To be honest, bro, like ever since like the PlayStation Move and all those other gimmicks that they tried to like do, everybody, I just got turned off by them. Like I really did, because I know like yes, they're gonna try to push this as much as they can, just to say like it's like almost like how you said new IP, like oh yeah, this is a new way to play in a sense. But it's just there's really no longevity with them.
No.
They're there for a high season, and once that low comes,
Yeah, the little reaction video that I dropped, I was like, I think Nintendo was just betting that people forgot. I'm like, I remember, you don't remember a lot when you're like a young kid, but I'm like, I remember, some of my memories kind of start around like 5, 6, right, age 5, 6. So I'm like, I remember the Virtual Boy being a thing, and being like, I don't want this. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, fast forward all the time later, I'm like, this looks like the same thing I didn't want back in 1995. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. The whole thing of like, oh, remember the Virtual Boy? I'm like, yeah, I also remember the NES Power Glove. You think I want that too? Like, no. Like, I'm like,
I think you do. I think you do.
right. It's like what Tim said, like the PlayStation Mover. It's like, imagine if Xbox was like, hey guys, we're gonna port over the Xbox Connect games, and we're gonna sell you another Connect because remember playing Dragon Ball Z and firing the Kamehameha into the Connect camera. Wasn't it amazing?
I don't remember that. I don't know if that ever happened, but okay.
No, it did happen. It was horrible. They
I
made a
don't,
Dragon Ball Tenkaichi for the Connect.
I don't want it, bro.
It,
I don't want it.
yeah, that's your homework, Jory. Look that up when you get off of Dragon Ball for Connect.
No, thank you.
It's
No, thank you. No, thank you.
it's a game.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. So I said it on my reaction. I said it. I'll say it again. The Virtual Boy there's certain things that deserve to be lost to the age of time. Sometimes you don't
Yeah.
gotta bring it back. You don't.
Yeah.
I had a toy when I was a kid called Dragonflies. Flies that ends in a Z. It was basically a spinning top action figure for boys.
And they had a toy.
They did.
They had a cartoon.
They had a
as well,
cartoon.
after school.
Yes.
Couldn't believe it. Never watched it.
I don't want that to come back.
From Mattel.
Yeah. I don't need, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand that we had the last great era of childhood probably in the history of definitely of America at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, I don't need Dragonflies to hit my theater screens in 2027, right? Like there's certain things that's like it was a product of its time. The
If
Virtual
Smurfs
Boy being
could
one of
make
those things.
Why not?
Yeah, I'm like, if you're gonna innovate on anything, take some of the technology you were developing with the 3DS and put that on the Switch. That'd be kind of dope. Don't do the Virtual Boy. Like, what are you doing? But yeah, guys, we covered all the general Nintendo stuff. I think it's time to get a little bit specific. To get into the sub property that might be bigger than the parent company on itself, and then we'll circle back to Nintendo at the end because it all ties in. It's all part of the master plan. Tim, before we get into this proper, do you have any thoughts on Pokemon Pokopia?
You mean Pokemon Animal Crossing?
Yep. Or Pokemon
Pokemon.
Power World, depending on who you're talking to.
It was interesting. So you play as a Ditto,
You play
as
as
a Ditto that you turn
Ditto
into a human.
that Majin Boos
Uh-huh.
into a human.
Mm-hmm.
Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
I mean, that one little image of Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee under the meditating on the waterfall was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But,
Pokemon Snap stole too, you know what I'm saying? The visual set
honestly,
piece.
like I do feel like it would be one of those Pokemon sub parties that actually does good because
I think so too.
honestly, bro, like you'd be surprised, bro. There are some people like when Pokemon Snap came back, bro. People were clapping so hard.
I mean,
No, because it was great. It was great.
it was something to like. It was something that I think what Pokemon Snap did for us when it dropped was that like it always led us to the imagination. One day we'll be able to battle like Pokemon
But then
Stadium,
the thing
Yeah.
about it is, remember, I'm talking about the new one. Yeah, like people.
Yeah.
Yeah, even
like
the new,
the
but
new
even the
one
new
was
which
one.
pretty good.
which the new one coming out
No, it
was
already came out.
yeah, coming out when it came out.
Hmm.
Mm.
It still had room for us to be like, because we've gotten Pokemon Stadium eventually. I do appreciate Pokemon Snap, so therefore I want to see how they do Pokemon Snap too. That's what I took it as.
I think that people kind of underestimate, in terms of the grander scheme of things. To give them a little bit of credit, like I think people underestimate how many other things people want to be able to do with Pokemon.
Yeah,
Like the
like
whole
Pokemon tournament, bro. Like,
yeah,
I
Pokemon
was surprised
tournament,
that did so.
Pokemon Snap. I think even the idea of like I
Even the
think it was
mystery
in
dungeon games, like bro,
yeah, mystery like
people are grabbing Nintendo by the neck, like we want another
yeah, like I think there's a definitely an underestimation of like you can do other things in this world other than colors and and main entries, like, and people will be genuinely interested. You know, of like Pokemon Snap, of like, yeah, you want to do Pokemon National Geographic? I mean, yeah, maybe. You know, like I just think there's ways in which you can naturally kind of like grab people's attention
I
of like,
think
yeah,
that's genius.
mhm.
That's a
one. And then
like
now,
for
they're taking Pokemon, the spiritual successor, the Stadium, to new heights. It's like it's a money, like how you said that, it's a money printer.
well, I say heights is not the word I would use, but
Oh no, it is heights. It is heights. It's because it's going to be a money printer.
yeah,
this
yeah,
new
Like
Pokemon.
once they showed that band that had like all
all the
the gimmicks
forms,
on it, like I was like, oh yeah, oh the Omni tricks of Pokemon gimmicks.
yeah,
Oh, what you want to do this battle? Okay,
right,
so yeah, bro. Like I said, man, they've been preparing for this for a while, and then the public has really shown, like, yes, man, like the multiple plays the way Pokemon, it's a money printer, man. It's a money
yeah,
printer. So like Pokemon Animal Crossing, I do feel like it's going to do well because I think they also chose that particular art style because it kind of did remind me of Pokemon Concierge on Netflix. It kind of has that similar
mm,
style to it. Like it's something that you could recognize.
okay.
And there are some Animal Crossing fans out there.
Animal Crossing
Bro,
didn't do the numbers it did during COVID for no reason. That was not a mistake.
yeah.
Like,
So that's a market that they're gonna tap into. How far that they go, I don't know. But I mean, we'll see. So I mean, they're Pokemon in terms of like how they're spreading themselves out in terms of games is actually working out for them.
yeah, again, I would say, especially because we're
Pokemon
about
Go
to
is
get
still
into
going.
yeah, I want to say like before we get into like the meat of like Legends ZA, I'm like Pokopio is actually one of the things I'm like I'm kind of on board with this.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, cool.
No,
I'm
honestly,
not
when I
mad at
saw that
this.
image of like Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee like meditating under the waterfall together, I was like, bro, this is actually
Yeah,
okay.
you hear that, podcast watchers? We don't always just hate. In order to hate, you gotta love something.
I ain't feeling the game. I ain't feeling the game. I ain't feeling the game. I mean, you mean to tell me Ditto could do this all this time?
I mean,
Just
Yes,
yeah,
transform into a human being?
yeah.
You
And it
feel
did
me?
it in
And it's
the
just
anime.
like
there's
no,
this.
but
Oh,
my
and if
thing
you
is
read the
I'm about to
manga,
say the Pokemon manga.
I'm like, is he not the sickest Pokemon in the universe then?
He
Like you feel
should be,
so
but
I'm like, yo, you literally got Kirby, Majin Buu But okay,
Clayface.
Clayface for sure.
Clayface
Hey,
in a game, and but okay, whatever,
Yeah. Yeah.
whatever.
So now that we've covered the good, Tim, our reigning Pokemon expert, give us the breakdown, big dog. What's going on with Mega Raichu X and Y, Kalos starters being locked behind a paywall, and so on and so forth.
That's crazy.
honestly, man,
That's crazy.
I mean, I'm very happy that the Kalos starters finally got the respect that they deserve many years later.
Did they?
But it's just like, bro, behind $20 paywall, bro, that you actually have to participate in.
Yes.
And it's like, so one person brought up a good point. Like, that's dependent on what you play during the season. Like, but then how long will these seasons last? Because if you got to keep renewing your subscription during that particular season in order to get this particular Megastone, you might actually be paying more than just $20.
Yeah.
And then it's like, bro, $30 DLC out the gate, bro.
That's I think available day
Like,
one, from what I
no, no, no,
understand.
no, no. It's
It's not
going to
available
be
day one.
available the holiday season after it comes out. So basically, a month later.
So it's cut content.
Yeah, it's coming out this year. Like, so basically, the game comes out next month, October. So they said it's
Them boys gave you a full pizza pie. They made a full pizza pie, sliced it up into quarters. They gave you 1/4 of the game, and one third of the game, 1/4 of the game,
And
3/4 of the game,
kept the remaining third and put a stuffed crust into it.
and some stuff with some stuffed crust. But yours don't have stuffed crust.
No, it doesn't.
They
Yours
added
is
it
a thin
after.
crust.
Yeah, they added it after.
like,
Oh,
right. See, the thing about this is, like, all right. First of all, I was initially very happy for this game because I did feel like the Kalos region was the only region that technically got short sighted out of all the Pokemon games. Like, it just got cut short. And so we're now returning, but then the story is what makes me kind of scared. It's like, bro, so we're only in this one city? You mean to tell me as beautiful as the Kalos region was, and then the lore points that they had, and these, you mean to tell me we just stuck here? So I'm
oh,
supposed to capture a Tyranitar, basically the man who could do the same ultimate destruction to a whole landscape like Donkey Kong. I'm supposed to capture a Tyranitar in a city?
Yeah, and don't forget that he can also randomly mega evolve, so he also gets stronger in that city. That
So
doesn't get
it's like, bro,
destroyed
like,
by this.
because I get it, they want to bring Mega Evolution back, but now I kind of feel like you just brought it back to just be an aha gimmick.
They ruined it, bro. It don't hit the same for me no more.
Like, it's like, yeah, some of the designs are hit or miss. I mean, I really like how they did the Kalos starters. Like, they really did play on the knight witch ninja vibe very well. You know, Ashka Ninja can finally rest. Well, rest during retcon, I would say.
hmm
Um, but I'm still very, very like, I can't wait to cutscene movie this game. I'm gonna be real honest with you. Like, I need to know, all right, whatever that they were trying to hide that they were doing so well, because like that Mega Raichu reveal that was not in the leaks at all. So like that was a big surprise. But I was like, bro, $30? Like, but we got Delta episode for free. And my thing about it is, bro, it's just like, okay, I hope you're not going to use this particular Pokemon, which is Hoopa, as a way of, oh yeah, jump through the rings and then you're able to capture all the legendaries again. Like, I hope this DLC is just not that used for the legendary roundup, because that's been especially when Pokemon started to announce DLC, that's been kind of like the trend with Sword and Shield. Yeah, like the second DLC, the Crown Tundra, that's where you were able to go on these quests and capture all the legendaries, the Ultra Beasts, and all these other things. And then the same thing happened with
I think
Scarlet and
there was
Violet.
something in X and Y too, right? Where you could go into like a rift or something like that and capture like
No, no,
um
not X and Y. That was Oraz, but
okay,
it
okay,
was
okay.
for free, part of the story.
Mm,
But then here comes Scarlet and Violet. Yeah, the second DLC. Oh yeah, talk to this guy and he'll give you snacks. I'm like, snacks? Yeah, when he gives you the snack, a legendary Pokemon will appear at a certain location. I was like, bro, what? So, like, bro, you mean to tell me we gone from Legends Arceus, where they included all the legendaries and mythological Pokemon in a very special way, very intricate, like put together story, and you mean to tell me a dude is going to give you a snack and a Lugia is supposed to appear in the water and you just catch it? Like, nah, bro, come on, like that is so lazy. And I really hope that's not the case with this Hooper thing. Like,
I think either two things. They're gonna sell us all 4 other regions.
no,
Mm.
they're not doing that whole. To be honest, a lot of people have said it this day. Like, there's a reason why they haven't done like what Gold, Silver, Crystal, Heart Gold, Soul Silver did. Because when you look at the Kanto and Johto region, they're literally like locked together. Like that border between them is a toothpick. It's a toothpick, basically.
But what Jory
Now,
said made me think. What if they, because you know that your one of your biggest hangups, Tim, has been with it being in a city. What if the DLC is bit by bit of them expanding outside the city?
well, only time will tell because people thought the same thing for Scarlet and Violet. Because when you look at Poke Europe, okay, Spain is right here, but what is right above Spain? So people was like,
I don't know
yeah.
geography.
So a lot of people thought are we going to go back to the Kalos region?
Nope, nope, nope.
Yes and no, because that technically was the next game, but like no.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like because I would have thought like especially for like a thing about Poke Europe, like the biggest thing about Europe is you're able to cross over to them so quickly, like in real life. But like no, and I don't know if it's just like I mean, it's Nintendo laziness, but like bare minimum. But it's just like Poke Europe was just not a vibe, bro. It was not a vibe. Like I feel like all three of those regions got a very short end of the stick in terms of lore. Um, Everything was so focused about gimmicks, and I don't like that. Like,
Mm.
I mean, yeah, Kalos introduced Mega Evolution, but it was like bare minimum. Like it took Auras, like a game based in the Hoenn region, to make Mega Evolution this big thing. So the $30, no, that's not a vibe with me. Like, yeah, the hidden or the scrapped, remixed Raichu Evolution is finally here. So people are just shouting to the high heavens.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even know how they pronounce it. Like, oh, Gorochu,
I
Gorochu
don't think it's fire.
lives.
You don't like either design?
Nah, bro. Because it's just there was other designs that look better than what I'm seeing that were fan made.
I mean, that's the
This
case
looks
with
fan
like
made.
90% of the Mega Evolutions for
Yeah,
Gen 1.
because bro,
Most of the
like,
fan made
Yeah, they
ones look
don't
better.
even.
yeah, because like, bro, like this Mega Starmie that they didn't even reveal yet, bro. It was so funny that they
Daddy
came at
long legs.
they said that was the
Daddy
final
long
trailer
legs.
too. They
Starro.
said, like, bro, how you releasing the
Just
final
Zoro.
trailer and the game don't come out till like mid October? So you just not gonna show us no new more megas?
Tim,
Like,
we don't know nothing about this game. It comes out next month. We know
bro,
nothing.
And that's how they wanted it to be, man. That's how they
no,
wanted
because
it.
honestly, bro, if it's literally just like this bare minimum experience, I kind of feel like that is a huge slap in the face because, like, no offense, like, yes, Legends Arceus, a lot of people did say like, oh, it was more for like capturing Pokemon. There wasn't really that much human battles, but it's like, but what's the difference between fighting a Pokemon to catch it versus a human? Like, what is the real like the NPC human? Like, what is really the difference?
We don't know.
But then now, yes, you're
Can I
getting
only
a
do Pokemon battles in the alley?
well, now,
Like,
now,
what?
now, now you're technically getting Battle City, and it's like, well, then now they took away the part of, oh yeah, you can capture Pokemon in the city, but it's like, bro, some of it just feels unrealistic. So you mean to tell me that this Mareep, an electric sheep, is on this French rooftop,
Yes. That you teleport to get up to
bro?
randomly.
Bro,
Yes.
and
Yes,
it's like
Tim.
you took away ride Pokemon, bro. That was
Man,
one of the
listen.
most majestic things about Legends RC. Is like you was riding on Stantler's evolution, like Billy Goat hopping, and then you was on this big fish surfing, like a jet ski, and then you had Braviary, like a little Ewok glider with a bird, and you just took all of that
You
away.
should have seen the
That
signs
just
in Scarlet and
and
Violet
then
when you
and you're literally
ride your
holding
legendary like a
your
motorbike.
Rotom phone to
A Pokemon. That's a motorcycle.
That should have been your warning
I,
flag
I
right
could
there.
not believe I
The
could
signs were always there, Tim.
another Pokemon. That's a flying bike. Yo, like at
It
this
worked
point,
out
what?
towards the end, but it
No,
was no, honestly, and
Tim, how did the
since no,
stomach rotate?
since me and Aunt read the manga, I was hoping the manga would have explained that better because the manga has a bit more depth than the games do.
So he's a beast machine.
No, but then apparently, the author is sick, so that the entire Scarlet and Violet manga is unfinished, and it might not finish at all. So, like,
Color me surprised.
look, my concept, it was weird to me at first. It really was.
No, he's a maximal.
This is very weird.
He's a maximal. Yo, fam, he got a whole tire in his chest that rotates on the floor.
Yeah,
I could
yeah,
not
yeah,
believe it.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, if he's a Digimon featuring in this world, then I'll accept it.
Right.
But somebody did
I'm waiting for his Levi's denim jeans.
a good point because they did the whole diagram from Pichu all the way to Mega Raichu. It's like, bro, this is literally just Digimon. Look at all these branch evolutions here and there. Oh, you got Raichu Y, you got Raichu X.
Tim, it's always been Digimon.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
No, bro, like
Since
I'm
Gen
just,
1,
like,
it's always been Digimon.
honestly, like I just kind of feel like, bro, like Kalos is just going to get the short end of the stick again, and I kind of feel like the fanboys are just going to really just try to save it in the comments, bro. Because, like, honestly, like,
The Pokemon ecosystem, as far as the people that are involved in it, they're not thinking human beings. They're not.
Mm.
They're not thinking consumers. They don't have self-actualization. They don't. They are just, I'm fine with how it is. And then,
blind
okay.
loyalty.
I mean, I like they don't want more. They just want a new skin, and because that's the tradition.
Yeah.
That's
And-
the tradition.
And it's like they've like Tim said, like the loyalty is like they're conditioned to think that they can't have more. That's the weird part. Like, getting into more of the PC space, there's all of these modded versions of Pokemon that does all the things we kind of want in Pokemon. And in my brain, I'm like, Nintendo, rather than sending the FBI to their house, just hire
Why don't
them.
you hire these boys? But again, I am glad that these Pokemon spinoffs are happening. Like, well, there's this new game called Animals, but it's spelled differently,
Mm.
and it's not quite Power World, but at the same time, it will have its appeal for whoever it's free for.
Mm.
If it does become free, there's an aesthetic there. It has its own identity somewhat. It has its own art style. Once they figure out the art style and it's unique enough to draw people in with the same effect of the early Pokemon watercolor style for the cards and watercolor style appeal for just Pokemon aesthetic all to begin with. Overall Pokemon aesthetic to art direction to draw them in, I think they'll be fine. I think it'll be possible, man. Because if this game, or say there's a game that releases in the future that does everything that we wanted Pokemon to do, but better, why not?
That's a question that only Nintendo fans can answer.
But
I don't know the answer.
it's for everybody. It doesn't have to be for
And
Nintendo.
even now, they're trying to
percent.
get rid of all their competitors now with them lawsuits, bro.
You're not
They're
beating.
literally
as soon
targeting
as-
people.
Good luck beating Tenzin. As soon as them boys say, hey, Tenzin, listen.
Well, Tencent's already made themselves an enemy of the industry for the most part. Like, there's
Yeah.
certain things, like, you've already crossed the line out the gate of, like, come
Yeah.
on, fam. You're doing too
Yeah.
much already. Like, but yeah,
I just think, yeah. Well, Tenzin with the how do I? What's the game called?
the Tales of Mortrium, Temu Horizon, yeah.
Horizon, and
Step-
Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah, that was a little
line
too much.
line stepping for sure.
That was wild.
You're doing the most.
That is wild. Wait. We made the game already.
Right.
We made the game.
When you see
already,
them
son.
side by side shots, it looks crazy. They gave her the same hair color. I'm like, y'all
Wait.
are you're doing too much.
Y'all made the game already. Who's gonna pay for this?
Yeah.
You.
Right.
Yeah. Good night. Especially with we still haven't made the money back from Concord.
Yeah,
How much we
bro.
spend it? Yeah. That's not gonna happen.
But yeah, no, I feel like with Pokemon, it's one of those things where I don't know, bro. Like, when I think of what I was seeing with the Arceus gameplay style, to Tim's point, I'm like, I didn't expect the next installation of that to be what I'm seeing in ZA, if that makes sense.
They went back,
That's
right?
what it
Like,
feels
would you?
like. I'm like, I don't
Yeah,
feel like I'm seeing growth. This looks like regression, weirdly enough. All right, so quick break, but we're back. We're about to get into the patent topic that has been coming up because it ties into Pokemon and Nintendo, right? There's some debate about whether or not this grants them like a carte blanche when it comes to this mechanic, but essentially, Nintendo got approved for a patent that allows them to at least file a copyright infringement for the summoning, quote unquote, of a character controlled by AI to fight on your behalf on a 3D battlefield. And we were all, even in the group chat, like, that's like the concept of everything. Like, like there's so many games that utilize summoning mechanics. Persona,
Final Fantasy,
Final
Digimon.
Fantasy, Digimon. Like, it's just the list is decades long. And I've
Legend of
listened to people have
Dragoon.
their discourse on there. People break it down, and what we kind of talk about in the group chat was most of the general consensus that I saw, where it's like it's not so much for them to crack down on what already exists; it's more so for them to prevent another Power World. So my thing that I wanted to ask about you, because to me, I'm like, I look at this no different than Warner Brothers and the Nemesis system, of like you're putting in you're blocking creativity from my perspective. Like, you're not allowing people to be as creative as they like to be because they're afraid of
because
getting
you
sued.
because you don't want to be creative.
Right, you don't want to be creative, and you can't be creative either. But yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on the way the patent is?
It's not gonna stand. Like, I know people are reacting the way they are, but it's just because those that are in office don't know. Once they understand the gravity and magnitude, once you can explain to a lot, this mechanic existed before. Oh really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, you're not gonna. You think if Capcom, Monster Hunter. I mean, and then the 50 IPs that coming from that same entity has those mechanics. You're not gonna fight all of them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't think it's gonna stand. Like, it's gonna be Nintendo versus the world at that point. Um,
I mean, the way they've
but
been
if the world
moving.
funds them, but if the world funds them,
Yeah.
that's the next thing, bro. Because that's how they win the cases, bro. They stall out because they have the resources to do so.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing. All I gotta do is, like Tim said, starve you out at this point.
I mean, yeah. So now you got companies that join together. For example, oh, okay. Who's gonna represent us on the commission? Okay, what? Like, say, you know,
Yeah, but that's why I said I think it's
companies
more. I
come
think it's
together,
more
so it'll
smaller,
be
smaller future
yeah,
companies. I
yeah.
I would be shocked that now that they have the patent, like, yo, Square Enix. I'm like, yo, y'all better take it easy.
Yeah,
You're getting
yeah.
too big for
So
your overalls right now. Nintendo, go
yeah,
ahead and take a seat. Like, I don't think they're gonna
yeah,
go that route with those bigger companies. It's just like I said, it's more the indie scene. Like, I think the indie scene is gonna suffer as
Yeah,
a result because, again, like to what Tim said, you don't have that kind of, you don't even have that kind of cachet in the industry for people to rally behind you to protect you.
yeah. Because you know what happens right in the midst of that lawsuit, they're gonna drop a trailer for that $30 DLC, and all is gonna be forgiven. You like if the world funds them,
Mm-hmm.
like one of my friends has a slogan, bankrupt the evil, fund the good. It's because it goes back to the accountability of humanity. It's like you said you want these things to change, but you have to support it.
Yeah, yeah,
Now you could do a 15-minute video YouTube thesis on why this needs to happen, but when that mega dimension trailer drops,
are you
and
gonna
you,
stand on your principles?
yeah,
We spoke
oh
about
great,
that.
so come on, you guys, and like watch
Yeah,
me play the mega. Oh, Mega Raichu Y is such a
yeah. We spoke about it last part when it comes to some of these bigger gaming content creators. Of like, I was disappointed by some of
bro,
the people that I saw with Switch 2s in their hand after the way
bro.
they were talking.
When the Mega Raichu X and Y plushies drop, oh no, not even the plushies. When the digital card drop,
Mm-hmm.
when that new pack,
When that
when that
PNG
new,
file loads.
when that new pack drop,
Man, bro.
Oh,
There's so many instances on the consumer side that I just remember that one time Tim and you were just like, "Hello guys, welcome back to my channel." I'm like, that is in the back of my mind for everything now. Of like, bro, y'all have no spine. Y'all have no spine. I need the clicks. Like, bro, like, come on.
mhm.
Come on. You can really just you can motivate more with change, not conformity. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Because it's like once I've reached enough views where I could generate revenue, I won technically. I won technically by being controversial. I won technically by being hypocritical. And that is the madness of the world that we live in currently. Because there is no real, the accountability of this world is very wavy, very, very wavy.
It is, and you know what I think it what continues to throw me off is because the era we were in, whether or not it was always true or not. And obviously, there's countless examples of when it wasn't true. I think we were raised in a generation where you kind of had to stand behind your word, and we're now reaching a point where it's like people like you could literally clip somebody up saying something that contradicts what they're doing right now. People are like, yeah, well, you don't have the right to change your mind. I'm like, what? Like, like it's kind of gotten to that point for me of just like, I understand that, again, no one man is an island unto himself. Like you're not gonna be, we're all not the same people we were 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. But there's certain things that define you as an individual that are at your core of like, Tim didn't stop being a good person because he turned 35. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not how these things work. And it's just like I feel like with this, especially within the gaming space, it's just like you could be whoever you want. You know what I'm saying? Like no matter how much I scream to the heavens of like I don't think Grums is ever gonna give you guys that game. Everyone's like, yeah, but he worked at Blizzard, so like what? Like it's just certain things of like where do we kind of set the thing of like what are the standards now? Where do we draw a line of like enough, right? Because even with the Nintendo patent, it made me think, ironically, of Apple, right? Where it's like, I want to say, obviously, post Steve Jobs passing RIP, but there was year after year after year after year where it's like, it's the same phone with a slightly better camera and a slightly better battery. And we kept saying it, and people kept buying it. And what eventually happened is people got tired of it, and now Apple's trying to make some crucial changes that they probably should have been making. And like you said, Tim, it's like it's like unfortunately we've reached a point with these corporations where it's like you kind of have to starve out the innovation instead of expecting it. Unfortunately, but like if they have it their way, you're gonna get the same Happy Meal warmed up at this point. Like it's like you got to be like, look, I will go on a hunger strike. We're not doing this again. Like these fries are translucent. How manufactured they are.
Wow.
But yeah. Any thoughts on the uh any last thoughts on the patent? I mean to rant.
I mean, yeah, I don't personally don't think it's going to stand. I do think there's going to be a lot of resistance, even for indie companies to exist. I don't think the entire industry is going to ignore it. Even big companies, they're going to be like, this is crazy. So yeah, Nintendo, calm down, and then it'll be reversed. And so yeah, I think indie. This is just one of those scares. Nintendo outreaching like they thought they could again.
Mm.
They're going a little too far now, right? I'm hearing you talk to the FBI for a video game. Yeah, get lost, man. This is a space where we're trying. And if you think there's not going to be any harsher resistance because of the outside climate, I just don't think it's going to happen, man. The outside climate is very, like, yo, you're making this a governmental thing now. No, calm down. This is our space to where we can be free. We still want it to remain that way, free from that outside interference. So I just don't think it's going to stand like that, man. I think it's going to raise in the question, but I'm not all 100% doom. I do think if One Piece can inspire, this will do the same. So yeah, that's where I stand.
Okay. How about you, Tim? Any closing thoughts on
If the
patents and?
world, if the world funds them,
Hmm. Yeah,
push.
I think my closing thought is like I'm a little nervous about to I guess to Tim's point, like the ignorance of people of like Nintendo has such a big fan base that because we're a lot more tuned in, obviously, because we like games, but it's gonna be hard to tell like the average person who just wants a Mario plushie, like, look, they are wilding right now. I don't know when it's gonna spill over, but it'll be in your best interest to maybe just chill on them just for a little bit, just until like someone slaps their wrist one good time and they're like, okay, we're sorry, because it's just right now it's like they are just again to me. I'm like since the launch of the Switch 2, I'm like I don't even know who these people are no more, yo. I don't know what I'm seeing at this point. It's crazy. But to transition into a more I can't say people first, people conscious announcement and release. I don't think, I mean, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think any of us at the pod have played Hollow Knight at all. I mean, we all know what it is.
No. I
right?
know I know what it is, but it's like I never gravitated toward it, if I'm be honest with
I
you. It
mean,
just I'm like, what am I looking at?
I don't think there's
I
anything
don't
wrong with that.
okay. Like
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was looking at. I didn't know if to take this game seriously.
It was one of those Metroidvania games that is like, wow, that looks very pretty.
hmm
That's a very beautiful game. But I just never got a chance to like dive into it.
Yeah. Same here.
I mean,
Like,
I'm happy it's still going too, because
yeah.
that goes to show you that it's truly building a good. And I know it's fairly priced as well, fairly.
Yeah, which is what I wanted to bring up as a topic of discussion, right? Of like, it's interesting. I've definitely been a little bit eyebrow raising. I'm like, oh, I didn't expect where people, especially industry poised people, are actually surprised and felt like the creators of Hollow Knight Six Silk Song were leaving money on the table, so to speak, because they only charged consumers $20 to get the game. Where it's like you could have charged 40, and I'm like, why is them giving us a fairly priced game from in their perspective a bad thing?
Because that's the thing about it, bro. Like, I do feel like they understand the level of work that they put in, and also the scaling of the game. It's a
Mm,
Metroidvania. Like, I would say, I wouldn't even say, yeah, a double A game.
hmm
But then even remember, like I said, like what is the real scaling of that these days? But no, it's a very solid Metroidvania style game. From I think the company's from Australia, I believe.
Okay. Hmm.
Um, yeah, and it's one of those smaller scale games. Like I remember this game called Abzu that I bought, and bro, the game I think that game was barely $20 itself, and that's one of the best experiences I've ever had.
Is it the
Mm.
game with the black character?
No, Abzu is when you're like you play as like a diver in this
Oh,
ocean
okay, okay,
world,
okay, okay,
and
okay.
you are just swimming through these crazy depths, exploring the ocean and the lore within the ocean. And honestly, it was such a peaceful game.
Mm.
Like it was one of those games where you just explore, like Journey, and even that new one, Sword of the
Sort of the
Sea.
seat. Yeah.
Yeah, bro, like I tell people, don't underestimate them, bro. Don't underestimate it. And I feel like that's what this game is. It obviously has a very hardcore fan base because even when the announcements came in, it's popping when Twitter artists are like etch, draw,
Right. Immediately.
post it.
Yeah, I think it sold 500,000 copies on Steam alone already. On Steam
Crazy.
alone, which means
Wow. Wow.
that should tell you everything right there.
Yeah, because like, bro,
Wow.
like, and I'm glad that you know, other studios are really challenging this new narrative that it has to be this 50 $60 range to be something. It's like, no, bro, we understand what we put in it. This is a reasonable price point. Have a good time.
And not for nothing, I don't think you get as much vocal pushback when it's priced a certain way, right? Because you look at, and by comparison, games like Borderlands 4, games like Metal Gear Solid Delta, right? Where it's like you're charging a full price. And again, we all, across everything, you associate cost with value. The more something costs, generally speaking, you're expecting a certain level of higher quality. So if I'm playing Hollow Knight and I fall through the floor a couple times because the game breaks, I pay $20. You know what I'm saying? Like Expedition 33. I don't think the hair on the woman ever sat perfectly on their shoulders not one time. But it also wasn't a $70. You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain things I'm like, I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh, clipping. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like I didn't pay for anti-clipping price.
Yeah, but for Borderlands, yeah, I'm putting on my Cyclops visors, boy.
Right. I have the Madara Sharingan when I see Borderlands 4. Like because I'm paying, you're asking me, you're associating a higher value to your product. And in fact, remember, they moved up the date of Borderlands 4 because they were so confident in its release. So like that's really more so what I wanted to bring up the topic is just like, are we seeing, again, not that adjustable pricing has never existed, it's existed for quite some time. But do you think that games like Expedition 33, Hollow Knight, do they cause any type of long-term disruption or ripples in the industry of like what a quality quote unquote product looks like?
Yeah. If this this is definitely inspiring people. And then I'll go as far as to say that we already kind of had this happening. Like let's start off with
Streets of Rage
Senua
4,
Saga.
TMNT, Shredder's Revenge.
Senua
I
Sin
would
Saga.
even say Marvel Cosmic Invasion. Like these are games
No.
of that scaling that I do believe, challenge the narrative, bro. They do.
That challenged the narrative. That challenged the narrative too because of yeah, the game probably wasn't the best mechanic wise or gameplay wise, but it was a team of 30 people, small scale team, right? And you're seeing some of that consistency happen, and then now it's just picking up momentum. It's
Even
Power Rangers Battle of the Grid. I mean,
Not,
the
not the
Back
greatest example.
Saban.
There was about 3 editions of that game.
look at
Not,
look
not
at look
No,
at look at
okay,
Shinobi.
but
Shinobi's a good
yeah,
example.
Another
Shinobi.
prime example. Like yeah, like a bit of more of an over 20 price point, but it's still in a good reasonable range. But look at the detail that you got, bro.
Bro, that game is beautiful. Beautiful. I know we're gonna talk about Sega in a little bit. Some like the backdrops on Shinobi. I'm like, yo, they did their thing. There's no
Mm.
like sprite complaints of like this is if you're gonna bring back a classic, it needs to look like this. This you know what I'm saying? Like this is a world. But yeah, I'm a little bit more on your side, Jory, with Sensual Saga than I am with Battle for the Grid. Battle for the Grid, I'm like, it kind of got into the usual Power Rangers fiascos that these games always get into of like, we're going to do like a half a step. Like, Rita's
I mean,
Rewind.
what
Good
I was
idea.
trying to say was what I was trying to say was more like there is a momentum, and this is the pinnacle, and I think this is going to be more common for indie games to have this level of quality because now there's technically nobody to hinder their creative direction.
That's true. No one to be
So
like, no, try some
I
more.
think yeah, so I think hey, listen, if I want to make an Astro World slash Kirby's Adventure Mario 64, I'm gonna do it. Who's gonna stop me? Nobody. And then because I fill a void, right? There's a market for Crash the Bandicoot, Sly Cooper, Jack 3. There's a market for that. But it's gonna have a soul successor, a spiritual successor in a different form, a new carnation in a different form, and I think that's good. I think we're gonna see more of that. Even Cuphead, that was another one,
Cuphead
another
was,
great
yeah.
surprise. So there's
That's
a
a
lot
great
of
example.
yeah. So there's a lot that momentum just wasn't happening within the consistency and frequency, but it now we're seeing that like yo, why not you got even these games that are like fun, like these people that are making their own games now. One game called Ill, you know
Yeah.
yeah, no, but hey, there's a start,
No, yeah,
there,
for sure. Or even like Hell Is Us of like, not my type of concept, but
not
cool.
my type of concept, but I'm glad it exists,
Yeah.
right? We thought what's that game called man, these games are slipping because I care for it and I don't.
No, it's fair.
um
We're
Mortal
getting
Shell.
a new
Mortal
release every
Shell,
other week.
Mortal Shell is not Mortal Shell is an indie developer. Now there's
Mm.
Mortal Shell 2. Um well, they got some funding.
I mean, a lot of these companies do. I
Yeah.
think to me, like the bigger picture of like, I think we've spoken throughout these podcasts of like the industry kind of teetering on AAA collapse, right? Budgets are out of control, development time's taking too long, so on and so forth. And I think it's kind of a reminder. I mean, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Kind of a reminder of like, yo, there was a time where granted, he'll still sound like the best example because they took like 6 years to come out with the sequel. But it's like you can work on a game for like 3-4 years and it still be a bestseller. It doesn't have to be this 6-year development cycle, hundreds of $1 millions spent. Like, why? Why are we doing this?
And instead of making a part 2, your part 2 could be DLC.
Yeah, I'm like, Miles Morales, based on that leak we saw, did numbers. It was, I think, what, $40 on PlayStation 4? 7-hour campaign?
As expected.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, why wasn't that like a springboard of like, do this more off? Oh, no? Okay.
Why why would we give you what you want?
Because if you don't, such and such studios is now closing its doors due to lack of sales.
Yeah, but I mean, you guys shot yourself in the foot. $97 million on advertisement.
Tim said even with sales, such and such studios closing its doors.
Even with sales, you guys did what?
Game of the year.
Game of the year. Wait, you guys exceeded numbers even on other console as a public release?
Right.
Tango Games?
There's a narrative. Goodbye. Yeah, there's a narrative in my mind. It's probably not true, but it's just funny to think about where like Sony's smiling through gritted teeth every time Astrobot gets brought up. Of like, oh yeah, we were very happy.
That's not the game we wanted to win. What about how do you guys feel about Concord?
Oh no, that's a game we could have got behind.
Can you imagine, right? Classroom setting. All right, today, kids, we got a special guest. So and so from Sony Games Entertainment CEO. All right, guys, I'm the CEO of Sony. I want to share with you a new game that we're working on. You probably heard of it. Anybody know about the game? What's your favorite game? Halo. Yours? Final Fantasy. And how about you? Fortnite. Oh, Fortnite. I got a game that's going to be better than all those games. You want to hear it? What? Concord. Anybody here knows what Concord is? That's the game that failed and everybody got fired because my dad used to work for that company. You guys suck. You know, I'm just saying, like, it's just like, yo, like, I don't know where I'm going with this, but whatever, dog. Like, yo, fam, is what are they thinking, man?
They're thinking
like,
long-term revenue. That's what they're thinking.
To a degree, I would consider Astro Bot a indie game. Just under. No. The only reason why, because the developers, who are they before Astrobot? Who did they work for?
Yeah, but when you have a character that flies around on a PS5 controller,
yeah,
it ain't as indie as you think. Like,
all right.
And over 20 plus PlayStation legacy characters.
Mascot character, yeah, costumes, not quite the indie darling.
Even
you're right.
They did bots for like the PlayStation 2 legacy games that came out on PlayStation that you would have never thought would have went to another system years later.
Let me change my RGB colors, man.
Yeah, the trophy collection room was all of like the like almost like the dioramas of all the consoles they've had. I'm like, yo, they did their thing, but ain't no indie game. Like that much is for sure. But I guess speaking more into industry controversy and what kind of goes into supporting and not supporting a game, right? So Ghost of Yote drops in about 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks of the recording of this pod at least. And due to the recent events that have occurred in our country, we're seeing a lot of people express their opinions one way or the other about how some of these events have played out. And some of those people were part of the Sucker Punch team that worked on Ghost of Yote. Now, the comments they made weren't ideal. Definitely, I would say, especially, for a company that is, when you have a boss, right? You have a boss, like the boss has the liberty to fire you within a certain, if the actions you commit cross a certain line based on their standards. and there were people that were integral to the Ghost of Yote team that were fired based off of their
Mm.
comments. And now Sony and Sucker Punch are starting to have to kind of do damage control because you have people who were understandably upset about these comments and are like, I'm not supporting Ghost of Yote because it was made by you, and you. So I brought this up as a topic because I
What
wanted
was said?
maybe not the best in-depth thing for this pod. This ain't the pod for what was said specifically.
Was it truly controversial?
Yeah.
Okay, so was it like blatant? I'm for this and that's that, or
Yeah.
okay then? Well, hmm,
Where it's
I-
like in any other circumstance, you wouldn't necessarily like, because I don't want to sit there and be like, here's my opinion on what they said. That's why I was like,
mhm.
underneath the terms of being employed by somebody, this would be
you
grounds for
you should
being
have never said that,
yes,
even by being okay.
exactly. Exactly.
Regardless of what side you lean on, you should
Right.
have never said this
Yeah.
while working for this company. Gotcha,
Yes. While
gotcha.
having so and so Sucker Punch in your bio. Like that ain't you know what I'm saying? Like this is when you use the burner if you really gotta get it off your chest. You know what I'm saying? Like the burner account. But what are you guys' thoughts about when it comes to video games specifically and I guess supporting the art and not the artist? You know, is that a thing that applies to you guys in video games or should it apply in video games?
It's controversial because it's say if supporting the art and not the artist.
When it comes to video
Um,
games.
when it comes
Because
to video
yeah.
games, I mean, it's more of a team, right? So I can't say because of this one person, I'm not going to purchase this video game anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You have those employees everywhere. I mean, you can this those yeah, you have those employees or type of people everywhere. So, no,
Okay, so
yeah.
I mean, I know you're not like a Ghost of Tsushima fan, but like, say if I don't know, they found the secret account of the guy working on Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance 2, and he was wilding.
I mean, that employee is wilding. Like, what company? You can go to McDonald's and find
Yeah.
out that this guy, the fry cook, was wilding. So
Mm,
therefore, McDonald's is no longer. I'm never getting another McChicken for 99 cents. Like, I don't see how that
how it's
tra-
a one for one.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't see how that gives you enough ammunition to make a decision that like well that way in favor of that.
Hmm.
Now, if it was like an indie team of 5 people,
And all five
you
of
know,
us going crazy.
and all let's say 3 of them was going crazy out of 2, then you can go ahead and say what you need to say. But because for me now, like this affects the entire team. What if people don't feel that way or haven't made a decision yet because it's too premature and situations are too fresh to make a decision like that, or it's best to not make a decision at all because I don't think any of that is favorable to who I am as a person. Then I
Hmm.
can't penalize the entire team. That's why it's called an entity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Um yeah, so for something like that, I wouldn't penalize. It does hurt. Yes, it does hurt the brand.
Hmm.
But would I go as far as to say, "Hey, I'm done with this because XYZ." No, I just feel like now you are abusing. You just looking for ammunition to do what you wanted to do for this,
That's kind
and
of where I'm at with it,
yeah, it's
to
not
be honest.
justifiable, and I
Yeah.
think it's whack. Regardless of how you feel about, I don't. I just think you're no different from. Yeah, that's a controversial take, so I'm not gonna go that far. But yeah, um, you're like you're gonna penalize. So that's overreach. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna penalize everybody else because of one thing. It's just not fair.
It definitely, to me, reads a little bit. You were looking for a reason, in
Mhm.
my opinion. Tim, what do you think?
Well, like I said, and I guess I'll use storytelling logic for this.
Hmm.
It depends on the details of the situation.
Okay.
Gather as much intel as possible about what the commentary was, what was said, and do some inner work. You have to look inward to see, like, okay, is this a deal breaker for me on whatever level it is? Like, it kind of goes back to honor yourself. And then when I say honor yourself, I mean, like, yes, like how you said, like how I said, gather up as all the information possible
Hmm.
and make a very grown up decision, because at the end of the day is your dollar is your investment.
For sure.
It's something that you don't want to compromise your values on, and that is something very personal. Like I said,
Mhm.
it's very personal. You have to go inward for yourself. Because there's been some instances like, all right, I came across something. A head of a company said, and you know what? Okay, so I sat with it. Is this something that I want to contribute to, knowing that the head, and like I said, it was for this particular situation because it
Right.
could vary from different ones.
Right.
And I said, you know what? No. So I saved my dollar, and that was just me. But I
Mhm.
had to really sit with myself, and I feel like that's what human beings need to do. Um, Not everybody does that because we do live in a very, I would say, mob mentality now.
It's very black or white for most people,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
but I just say sit with it for a bit, and honor yourself. So, and that's where how the world develops from there. Um, yeah, it's very sad that it happened to Ghost of Yote because
Yeah.
especially like right before release. So I mean, but I do feel like at this point, pre-orders are already in, pre-downloads are already in. Um, I mean, actually, I don't even want to say it like that because
They can be
I say
canceled.
like, I mean, well, technically, because they technically already won in terms by your investment. Technically,
You can cancel a pre-order.
depending. All right, yeah, but it goes back to what you said, like honor yourself. So if you decide, hey, I no longer want to invest in you, that's part of the collateral damage. Because one thing also about being part of an entity is who you allow in with your innermost circle, like almost like running an organization. Like it's parts of the body. If parts of the body are failing or causing harm, remember like I said, sometimes you gotta cut it off.
For sure. I do agree with your stance on that of like I'm not here to police someone's morals at all, right? I'm like it's and it's not even like like if that's how you feel. It's like, hey, like you said, everyone has their own line in the sand. I'm like, if for whatever reason this kind of crossed your line in the sand, I get it. Like I don't if that is truly the reason, to me, like I think in a situation like this where it's like the people that were in question were already fired, so it's like they're not gonna be reaping the direct reward of my investment. Is where I kind of feel like it gets a little tricky. Of like I'm not. It's like George says, it's not like a team of five where like my every dollar goes to that person's grocery bill. Like they're already gone out the company. Like no matter what Ghost of Yote sells. I mean, I don't know what the inner workings of these contracts are, but I'm like, I would imagine they're not going. And they obviously don't have a place of employment there anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like that's for me. I'm like, I don't know. It's like it's a little tricky because I'm like, it's not like I'm directly supporting this thing that I don't necessarily agree with at this point.
Yeah, but then it really just goes back to to what I've been saying for the past years, bro. We live in an intertwined world. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
almost like a web. Like you're always gonna walk up. Like when you walk in your yard and them threads, and
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
like, that's how we are in an intertwined world, just like that. And it's like when once you run into the webs, it's like, well, how do you get through it? And honestly, yeah, like it depends on. It's a personal decision for
Mm-hmm.
everybody. If it does supportiveness compromise your values? Yes or no, and you decide from there. So it's about being an adult, however that may look for you, because
Mm.
that alone is a spectrum. So we'll see how time goes. When does the game release again?
I think like October 2nd. Like it's like about to drop.
Oh yeah, 'cause- no, yeah, actually, yeah, that fall season is really ramping
Yeah.
up. I mean, we'll see, man, because they have a lot of things supporting this. The anime coming, the the multiplayer component as well.
I feel like, and this is, we don't have to do like a super deep dive into this, but and maybe it's just me. I don't feel like Ghost of Yote is being promoted the way I'm used to seeing first party Sony games get promoted.
No,
Yeah.
no, no. Like I said, bro, like promotion for games have really changed, man. And I feel like only Sega, excuse me, as of now is giving you that old school flavor of like, hey, this is where we are. I
Hmm.
feel like everything is like one two step type of trailers. The final trailer. and that's it.
Yeah. Like when they released the dual katana gameplay of Ghost of Yotei this week, I'm like, bro, the game comes out in 2 weeks. You sitting here showing minute stylized clips with the health bar off. What are we doing? But Joy, you about to say something?
Yeah, I think yeah, it's just there's no I don't feel any momentum. I don't feel any hey, here's a Ghost of Yote. Yeah. It doesn't feel like here's Ghost of Yote. The second installment with
Right.
And
Tim,
that's why I kind of
maybe you're right, but it don't Tim, I don't feel it. I don't
no,
feel
no,
the
no. I don't feel
excitement.
it either, but I just
I don't
feel the market has changed. Like especially the way how these companies use their showcases as like like hey, here's a Super Bowl halftime show of what you expect, and that's it. Like developer diaries have become almost bare minimum, or sometimes the developer diaries are part of the collector's edition. Like, oh, would you like to see the behind the scenes of how? Oh, yes, an extra $30.
Which is so weird. It's just like you're not doing yourselves any favor putting this behind a paywall. I think you get more people on your side. Like part of the reason I've seen people, rightly so, be like, one of the things I'm looking forward to the most about the Mortal Kombat collection is the developer diaries are doing for it, that they're bundling with the game. It's like, yeah, like you people underestimate the value that it's had of like, show me how you got to this point. It's the reason why I know Jory got the art books on the shelves and I got the art books on my shelves. Like, I want to see when you were making Cloud's outfit, what made you think bigger sword? You know, like show me the other swords you like. We most people value the creative process, and I just feel like with Ghost of Yote, it's like, bro, like we know it's basically like a Kill Bill story. We don't know how the villains have changed, how the NPCs have changed. Are they smarter? Do they have better weapons? Like, there's this wolf companion that helps us sometimes, and other times it doesn't. What's that relationship to the character? It's like, well, you gotta have to buy the game to find out. It's like, huh? What? And just a few years ago, I'm like, and not for nothing, granted it's a bigger IP, but once they started ramping up the Marvel Spider-Man 2 trailers, we couldn't stop getting them. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt Spider-Man dropping.
Mhm.
Like to
Yep.
me, I'm like, I feel like I have to double check. Like, Ghost of Tsushima comes out in 2 weeks, right? Am I tripping? Like,
No, that's how it is, bro. Like, we were just talking about it prior. Like, look at like Legends EA. It's like you showed us four mega trailers and then you gave us the final trailer, and that's just it.
yeah. Thank you for coming. Please make sure to.
Yeah, yeah, there's no momentum here, man. It's more like, yo, finally we're finished with this game. Let's just get it out of here.
Mm.
Um Packaging deal. Like, yeah, I don't feel the momentum.
Word of mouth marketing.
Word of mouth marketing. Oh, it'll sell. Or maybe Sony was like, listen, because Concord didn't do what we need to do, we're gonna have to cut back on how we uh
Gotta
no
scale back somewhere.
Concord and Destiny put y'all in
No, no, I'm laughing
strange. Yeah.
because I'm like, that makes a lot of sense actually.
I
Like,
think I think that's what that is,
Well,
because it
to be
just
honest, I kind of feel like they're already a little bit past that because when you really look at it, like even though it's been small wins, they've been winning.
and
Like,
not for nothing, the PS5 is printing money for them at this point.
yeah,
The PS5 is selling.
bro, like they secured Forza, they secured Gears, the Halo ODST crossover with
Helldivers,
Helldivers, even just other things like
Indiana
even like smaller
Jones.
scale games like Hellblade 2. Like
Mm-hmm.
yes, it may not be everybody's cup of tea, but people were waiting on that just for to have the full collection.
Yeah.
Marvel tokens is really ramping up in gear, especially after those betas. So like they are winning in areas, but I do feel like we've just entered an era of word of mouth marketing. Because for example, um, Marvel token might be a prime example. Like, you know, bare minimum character trailers, beta footage, artwork on Twitter. And here comes another trailer. Boom, buy
Yeah.
it.
Here's a special edition controller, a special skin over the PS5.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just
Word of
I
mouth
think with
marketing.
with with Tokiden, I don't know if I'm saying it right. No, it's
to-
not Tokiden.
token. Token.
Token. That's Token. I just think
or Tokon.
with Token or Tokan, I think they're just approaching it different. I don't think it's a lack of passion. I don't think it's a because it's not coming out anytime soon.
Mm-mm.
So
No,
there's no reason to ramp up in the energy because you otherwise they'll people's expectations will be like, oh, when's this thing coming out? I think they're moving at a pace that's because hey guys, listen, we wanted to get this game out at a certain time, but we might just have to delay.
I'd
Uh
actually argue they're doing more marketing for Token Finding Souls than they are for Ghost Yote. Like that's the thing I can come
yeah,
back to of like, yo,
I think that's
what are
the
we doing?
focus. Yeah, I mean,
I mean, but to be
again,
honest, look at Ragnarok. Ragnarok barely had
yeah,
any type
Ragnarok
of
did
promotion.
not have promotion.
Yeah, but
They
that's a
no, no, they
little
had that one
different.
trailer where he was in a cave and he's like, "Oh, you brought us dinner, boy." And then the next thing you know, it's that final trailer, like, and it's
And
like,
that
and
game was
then the
rushed.
next one that we got is, "Oh, Kratos goes to therapy, guys."
That's a little different, only because it's like we've had Kratos in our gaming spirit for so long. It's like you kind of know what to expect. But Ghost Yote, I'm
But
like, this is only a second entry. It's ain't like Infamous.
well, but
like,
then, but remember, it still come from a legacy studio. So, like I said, word of mouth marketing, like they have such a high faith in a
mm,
studio that you don't really have to.
I guess that's fair. Like to me, yeah, I think that's fair. Like I'll say it on record of like I don't fully believe, no matter what the internet narratives may say, I'm like I don't think Insomniac has it in them to drop a truly bad game nowadays. Like even after the revisionist history of Marvel Spider-Man 2, I'm like Marvel Spider-Man 2 is not a bad game. You know, it's like Ratchet and Clank is not a bad game. Like that's where kind of my studio confidence comes with certain
But it still
companies.
gives us carnage, though.
No, for sure. But like, do you think Spider-Man 2 was a bad game?
No, but I took 1 point off of carnage, though. I did.
Well, according to the rumors and leaks, Tim, you're getting Venom the Lethal Protector sometime between this year and next, so he'll be back. Yeah, we don't gotta talk about that. We'll say that for another week. But I'm just like, how is that gonna work? Like, you didn't even introduce. You know, it don't
Should
matter.
have just been
Yeah, yeah,
DLC.
yeah. It doesn't matter.
You're gonna rebuild all these assets again? No, you're not. So it should have just been
Yeah,
DLC. But no, why should we give you
because
what
yeah,
you want
because it's like if you're gonna end up using Eddie, he wasn't into at all. So
at all? So
how
all of
is
a
it
sudden,
gonna?
Eddie, and then which Eddie Brock we give you giving me? Machine Gun Punisher Eddie Brock?
No, that was
Oh, that was Flash
the
Thompson.
Flash
Oh, sorry,
Thompson.
that's
Yeah.
Flash Thompson. Sorry. Um, yeah, like you know what I want? Here's the Spider-Man game I want. I don't care what anybody says. I want a '90s inspired Spider-Man game.
Where you
That's
can
what I
only
want.
kick the opponent, just
No,
in the
no, no, no,
TV
no, no,
show.
no, 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 no. Corrected.
Throwing kick.
Corrected. Corrected.
Ooh.
Cor- corrected. Funny. Corrected. Spider-Man '90s that game. You know, that's what I would want. But that's just
I can't
me
co-sign
being.
that because Madam Web would have to be in it, and I refuse.
No, 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 no. We don't have to. Without Madam Web.
I
Jeez, without.
refuse.
Oh my gosh, man. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
but
we'd have to wait for the show to drop first, bro.
yeah,
We don't even know what's going to drop. Kevin Feige has a beef with people succeeding in
oh,
creativity. So,
mm. I mean, I think they
um,
started doing the comic book so far, but even that, I think people didn't like the art style. From what I could see, I didn't really do too much research on that. But I'm like, that's not a good sign.
you could have just did what Justice League did and kept to Bruce Timm style for the Justice League.
Mm.
But whatever.
One thing you can't say is like the Injustice comics, they look good. Like you can't. There's no
Yeah,
whether the story hit the way you wanted to. Is like you can't say that the art was bad in any of those
can't say
Injustice years.
true.
Well, let's get into we're quick to criticize, quick to be critical. I brought this topic up as I mean, there's still gonna be a little bit of critique. Don't get me wrong, but I think it's worth discussing, especially this year. I said in the group chat that I think that Sega might be back. I think that Sega, at least, so I had to kind of think about it. Like, I want to say since the release of the Shadows Generation DLC up until now, have kind of been on a run. where it's like, I've told you guys my gripes with the Generations remaster, which I think are valid. But I'm like, but it's still it's like you remastered the right game. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you gave me Sonic 06, right? It's like you gave me Sonic Generations that which I wanted. Cool. Shadow Generations was entertaining. Cool.
Mhm.
Then we maneuver from that to, Sonic Crossroad Racing is dropping this Friday and it's getting 8s out of 10s, 9s out of 10s from IGN. You know, so
The
you're getting
last lap of Virtual Fighter 5.
right. The last lap of Virtua Fighter 5. What we've seen so far for Virtua Fighter 6, right? Well, that's shaping up to be. Um, Even into the greater space, the Sonic movies, not for nothing, being pretty good. Being pretty good. I'm not the biggest fan of 2, but I'm like 1 and 3. I'd watch it again. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you got Shinobi, which just dropped, which I just rolled the credits on it this past weekend, and it it being an 8 out of 10 for most reviews, I'm like, I can see why. There's a certain things where you can tell they kind of ran out of ideas, where it's like, oh, we're gonna run away from the exploding building again. Okay, I mean, sure, but when the highs are very high. So my question to you guys is: do you agree that Sega is back, and what is stopping them from having a return to form, if anything?
Um, I definitely feel they're building solid momentum. They're still collecting data on where they need to go. The Sonic Sans franchise, it's a big money printer now, especially with the movie components. But they are playing it safe. They're not about to go ham like how they did back in the day. Sonic and the seven circles of whatever
Yeah,
and stuff like that. They are keeping it a focus. Um, so Sonic, Sonic's Cross Shadow Generations, that was very spot on, very very
Mhm.
spot on. Even the anime trailers that they
true.
needed,
Forgot about those. Yeah.
like that art style,
Hmm.
where Shadow was trying to figure out what was going on. I was like, this is actually pretty cool. There was some plot holes in the story,
I mean, of
'cause
course.
especially if you've been keeping up since Sonic Adventure 1, it's like, wait, but why couldn't he do this when he did that in Sonic Adventure 2? Like Chris Rock, like Ruby Ross.
Right. Tim, what's a
Whenever
long running franchise with a couple of retcons? Come on now.
whatever. But Sonic Racer, like that was like that couldn't have failed. That couldn't have failed. Because I tell you, like, it's not everybody's cup of tea, and I understand why, but it is going to sell. It
Oh
is
no, it's
going
definitely
to
gonna sell.
It's going to sell for one, controversy with Mario Kart, always because Sonic and Mario have always been like this for the
They're
past few
friendly
years.
rivals. Yeah.
It's going to be like that, one for controversy, and two, like it is a very stylish game. And when you look at the work that they did, like yes, this has been the most detailed one out of all the ones that they've done before. Now, the next big step for Sonic is what are you going to do with the main side series? Like, as you could tell, Sonic Frontiers was a tech demo. It was
Yeah.
a tech demo of what they like. All right, what do you really want to do with this series? The open world-ish aspects were cool at parts, but I still miss some of that linear Sonic, like boosting, dashing through like this and that, and seeing the world around you. Like, oh my gosh,
Mm,
that's a killer whale over there.
yeah.
I mean, we'll see how that works out. I do feel like because especially they want to bring back more characters, like the sidekicks, Knuckles, Amy, Tails. But you could tell with Frontiers, it was just like they felt more like skins with random moves, and like you could tell none of their moves were made to battle the enemies in detail, like how Sonic was.
Yeah, they're still figuring it out when it
So,
comes to them.
so if they figure that out, that would be great. And then, to be honest, I feel they should also go back to smaller scale games. Like I remember for the Game Boy Advance, like Sonic Advance games, and then the Sonic Rush Adventure games. Like those were actually great memories, bro. Of like a smaller, sprite like a Sonic game, and you just going through like, and then like how like Sonic Mania and Sonic what was that other one where
Sonic the Hedgehog 4.
No, 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 not that one. It was the other one. Superstars or All Stars or
I
something.
think it was
Something.
All Stars.
One of them. But
Hmm.
those games did pretty good because that nostalgia level of style, new story, it was actually pretty good. So I do feel like they're working on their mascot very well. They're working on their fighting division, which is Virtual Fighter. So like this last round of Virtual Fighter 5 is going to sell. It is going to sell. Um, Virtual Fighter 6, like to be honest, we still don't really know the full development cycle and when it's going to be released. So I just want to see more characters, bro. I really want to see like what they do in terms of designs. I am happy for what I've seen so far. Oh yeah, Tokyo Game Show is coming up. They said they were.
They'll be there.
So that's yeah,
And remember, they still got to show us Crazy Taxi. They're still making another Streets of Rage.
yeah.
So
Crazy
there's
Taxi, Streets of Rage. Yeah, well, Crazy Taxi, bro.
it
That's
depends
gonna
on
make so
how
much.
they do it.
Depends how they do it. They're gonna if they play it safe, and then once they bring back their Pride and Joy RPG Fantasy Star, bro, locked in,
Okay, so
locked in, bro.
safe
Because
to say, Tim.
to be honest, for the hell of it, they might even bring back House of the Dead.
Yeah, let's.
Now, depending how they do that, because
Right.
that's
Let's.
an arcade type shooter,
No,
but
yeah,
depending how they bring that back, you just never know, bro.
yeah. I'm like,
'Cause like I said, when a particular sci-fi horror game called Dead Space came out, like Resident Evil was in a very interesting place. But of course,
Square.
EA fumbled that very quickly. But
They've tripped over their one Achilles heel, which is blatant greed.
yeah,
um, but okay, so Tim's kind of with me. Joy, what do you think? Is Sega Bike
I think it's too soon for me to
too
to
soon?
code.
Okay.
Yeah, because I just give it a little bit more time. Like, because usually when a company's back, it's usually, I would say, third year of consistency, third year of just knocking it out of the park. You
Okay.
know, before I could say I'm gonna fold my hands and be like, "Yo, we're gonna get another banger." Regardless, because they're like the Patriots at this point.
Mm-hmm.
They're just not going to
Mm-hmm.
make a bad decision.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't. I am happy at the success. We'll see if they're able to. For me to say like they're back is if people are talking about them more than Capcom, more than Namco, Bandai. If that's how it happens,
Don't you
Um,
think that's a little bit too high of a hill for them to climb right now? Like it ain't, like not for nothing. It's like Sega hasn't done the best job of promoting their IPs outside of Sonic, right? Where it's like Bandai apparently owns everything anime, and then Capcom's Capcom, right? It's like they
yeah.
got
So
mascot after
w-
mascot after mascot.
once they figure it out, because Sega does have stuff. Sega could have new faces. Like, yo, I think it's an idea to bring back Vanquish 2, right? I think you don't agree.
No,
Why?
because it was made by, bro.
yeah,
You gotta let them go, bro. You gotta let them go.
though it's over for them, bro.
Yeah, you gotta let them go.
Oh, because who Platinum Games?
Yeah,
Yeah, you gotta let them.
Okay. Um.
Revengeance was some time ago at this point. Like
Okay.
it's over.
So, but again, not to say they can't find somebody else to do it.
No, they can. They can.
Yeah.
Will
But
they? It's always the question.
I think Yakuza Sega, right?
Yakuza's been doing gangbusters for
Yakuza's
a
doing
couple.
great,
Yeah.
right? So there's a lot of things that I feel like
They're
if they
also
continue,
producing a live action for that.
You did what?
which
Yeah, which I'm not too sure about.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
it's out already,
Yeah. And they were like, "Yeah, we're not doing any of the fantastical stuff from Yakuza. It's going to be a realistic street crime."
and you
Well,
lose.
you've already
You
lost.
lose. You lost. So hey, let them do that. Okay, but anyway, back to I think I can't say that they're back because there's just still more that I want to see. I want them to kind of explore when they get to the point to where they can give me 3 games, 3 to 4 games, either double A, side scroller, double A, or single A, whatever you want to say, call it, games that are actually like now cultural phenomenons integrated and like, yo, I can't wait to get a part whatever of this,
Mm-hmm.
then I'll say yes, they're back. Until we no longer have to worry about Sonic, like, yo, if Mario doesn't do something, then Sonic is gonna become that guy. If the next Streets of Rage, whoever wanna be that, this is the standard from now on.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, Tekken, we gotta have a talk.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all had it, and then Virtual Fighter came out of nowhere and did what y'all should have been doing. Y'all still could have been Tekken. I like the Mishima storyline. I like the ogre, whatever. But y'all somewhere along the line just lost an identity. But Virtual Fighter is doing something unique, man. What are you gonna do about it? When it gets to that point to where now we're talking about, yeah, man, Virtual Fighter and Street Fighter. Oh, Tekken's cool. Tekken's cool. Like, if it gets to that point, then I'll say that they're back for me because there's just still more I want to see. I still want to see more exploration. I do want to see them do more bold, make more bold decisions and more risk.
Mm-hmm.
The next Fantasy Star game could make or break or propel them into the next season or chapter,
Uh,
depending on how they decide to do it. Because there's other games that are doing what Fantasy Star could have been doing better.
yeah, that's what I'm like. I don't know if I agree with if it's a make or break. I do think it would.
It's when I say make or break, break in the sense it's more of something the same. That's a break for me because you didn't innovate, you didn't grow, you kind of plateaued
Yeah, but
where you could have.
that's kind of like, to me, it's like where it's like this particular field wasn't really like your strength of strength. You were just kind of good in this field, right? So I think an example would be like how Capcom is with Monster Hunter. Of like, you kind of figured it out your last game and then lost it again this game, where it's like, okay, clearly you're still figuring out how to make a good, like, undeniable Monster Hunter. You haven't figured that out yet. I kind of put Fantasy Star into that pocket for sake of like, it'd be great if it's good, but if it's not, I'm also like,
They
this wasn't
they they
where
they
I
had it.
put my
They
whole
had it
bet.
with. They had it with Monster Hunter. What they should have done was kept the color. You wanted to give some Western feel. Again, we did not gravitate to Monster Hunter because of a Western interpretation. Um, you have to you have to respect that, right? And so now you're not getting the welcoming that you wanted because with World you did something that people enjoyed. The worlds were alive. They were more vibrant. This is more. Um, if you wanted to succeed in this Monster Hunter game, in my opinion, I should be able to scale that mountain and have a interesting battle up that hill.
Fair, but
You
my
know,
question to you would be: does your experience with Monster Hunter now sour your experience with Year 4 Street Fighter 6, for example?
does it sour it?
Yeah,
No.
and that's what I'm saying. I feel
Okay.
like that's what Fantasy Star is. Like, I think you're right. It would be in their best interest to drop a great Fantasy Star. But I
Yeah.
think if it's not the greatest, we're not gonna be like, well,
I
Shinobi Art
think
of
Street
Vengeance 2. I don't care. You know, like
yeah. I think Street Fighter 6. Well, we're not talking about Street Fighter 6, but back to,
Sega.
Sega. Yeah, I just want to see them doing more risk. I love the fact that no matter how they decide Yakuza to play out, whether it's turn-based strategy or action,
Back to real time and back.
but it's still
Are we
hilarious. I think
pirates? Are we?
that's the yeah, the pirate game was a little, okay,
It's still
whatever,
sold.
but it's still sold. No, yeah, but I want to see just more risk with the IP, man.
Okay.
More risk with different IPs. I think this will be a time to, can we do a standalone Knuckles game to where it's more of the exploration and digging? Can we?
They still
That
gotta.
would
I was gonna
Let's
say like
see.
my thing that's something
Let's
that's
take
been
risk.
great is I feel like they need a undeniable Sonic game. All the Sonic
Yes.
games they've released, in my opinion, even the ones I just listed, have an asterisk next
Experiments.
to it. Yeah, like, this was
Experiencing.
good.
Experiment.
I see what we were trying to do, but it's not great.
First of all, please stop using Shadow as the Virgil cop out.
Oh, that's never gonna happen.
Like Shadow so sexually.
That's never gonna
Like,
happen, Tim.
no,
I'm
please.
telling you right now.
And well, to be honest, also, I feel like the Sonic world also needs a revamp. Because first of all, like I do enjoy the adventure format, but I do feel like if you truly want to expand more with Sonic's world, they should tap into the IDW comic based world because like I feel like they're riding out the original run through the Dreamcast era and even like the PS2, Xbox, GameCube era of characters down into the mud. Like, okay, we're gonna have Team Sonic, Team Dark, Team Chaotix, Team Rose, Dr. Eggman. Oh, here's Silver, here's Blaze. Oh, the Babylon Rogues are now here too, depending if it's a racer or not.
Right.
But it's like, okay, bro. Like even for like the Sonic racing game is like, bro, like Sonic has so many characters
Yeah.
that you could pull from, bro.
Bro, I
Where's
was telling you
where's
from the
the
network
polar
test.
bear?
I'm like, Tim, who
Max,
are these creatures? I don't know who I'm.
Max Weasel. Bro, like they had this one character, he looked like the evil version of Scrooge McDuck. And I was like, bro, this dude looked like a menace. Like, and it's like, bro, there's so many characters y'all could pull from. And like this world has a lot of lore to it, bro.
Hmm.
A lot. Like even some of Eggman robots. Like I remember I read about
Hey,
Mecha Knuckles. I was like, bro, what?
bring back what were their names? The rooster and the drill robot.
Bro, there's so many things you could do with them. Like there's just so much you could really do because first of all, they gotta fix this retcon with Silver and Blaze. Like, well, Blaze was technically from a different universe, so why are you attaching her to Silver, which is basically he's from the future. He's basically Trunks
Yeah, he is
from Sonic's
Trunks.
time, but how
Yeah.
does he know Blaze? Who's from a different dimension?
I kind of feel like when Silver didn't go over as well as they hoped, they got scared.
Well, because first of all, bro, he was a scam. Like in the first trailer that you have, you see Silver flying through the air with his powers. And then you play him as a character, he could only hover for 3 seconds, and you die.
Can't have you break the stage, Tim. Can't have you break the game with these mechanics that we
Oh, no,
made.
you lied to us. Bro. You lied to us. You
Yeah,
lied
Why
to us.
like
would you want a flying hedgehog? Like that just Sonic's all about running.
I mean, well, Shadow could walk.
I'm about to say, this is also the same era of Sega that gave Shadow the Blicky and a motorcycle. So they were going a little too
Even though he could already shoot energy from
right.
his fingers. I said, bro, we are
Talking about
good.
redundancy.
Man shoots energy bolts from his finger. It's called the Chaos Spear.
Yeah, but you remembered it in
That's
Shadow
okay.
Generations.
That's okay. That's
Yeah,
okay.
that's to me. I'm like, I think that's what's missing. Like, I think Sega just really needs like a undeniable Sonic game.
I just think Sonic Adventure Battle 2 would have been the best thing to
No,
base.
I think that's the best formula if you want to include multiple characters.
Yeah.
I feel like
But not gameplay?
the
No,
no yeah
yes, gameplay, but
like if
the
you want to
the bar.
include if you want to include multiple characters, I feel like the adventure style
But
game is
it's like
perfect.
you had let me be honest with you. You had okay, so yes, the bar is high. That's true. Are
Yeah.
we gonna get any yeah, the bar is high. Yes, we don't have the environment to where you can get a game like Jack and Dexter to exist.
Mm-hmm.
Which when you look at that game, that's an anomaly.
Yeah, especially
That is
nowadays.
an anomaly.
Especially nowadays,
Cause
you would never get
I'm
that.
playing the game. I'm like, yo, this game was fire. You had grown man waiting for the end of the story. Like I remember grown men like, yo, at the barbershop. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, man. This game Jack and Dexter, man. A1, man. Yeah, man, straight from New York, homie. We gonna play. Yeah, I'm listening to the barbers play. I'm like, yo, y'all play Jack and Dexter? Like, hell yeah, man. It is just like, yes, you're not gonna get that level of edginess. Even the artist, you can't even be mimicked, to be
No.
honest with you. That campaign for Sonic Adventure Battle 2,
Yeah, it's
even DX,
it's.
that they need to, yeah.
Tim put the
But
posters in the
if
group chat. You're not even getting
yeah,
concept art like that no more.
yeah, you're not even getting
It's-
concept about it.
the bar is a
Once I saw the
little
shoes,
too high. It,
once I saw Sonic shoes, I said, yeah, we'll never get that again. Sonic
yeah,
had the Sonic shoes tell you what type of Sonic you gonna get.
yeah.
You gonna get the Sonic from Chicago, or you gonna get the Sonic from California? Which one you want?
Or you might get
Adventure
this,
Battle 2
or
Chicago.
depending on the collaboration you're looking for, you might get Sonic and the Tims because that's a thing.
Hey, that's crazy. That's how you know we made it. That's how you know we made it. That's how we eat.
I don't
That's
know
how you know we
who
made it.
said let's put the fastest hedgehog in some boots.
Oh, trust me, they did a consensus. The data does not lie. They said, "Yo, it turns out a certain demographic,
No
like
matter what we
Sonic,
do,
more than."
Tim's don't fail.
Like I said, like I
Hey,
hope.
I used to run in Tim's.
I mean, I think they're trying to say like Frontiers is an evolution of the adventure style. I just hope that they work out the tweaks when it comes to multiple characters, and ultimately, where do you want to take this story from here? Because I mean, there's some interesting plot points in there. They did a much better job moving forward than what they did with that alternate universe Sonic Boom.
Oh God,
That was a
the
yeah.
design, the aesthetic, oh my gosh,
That was just that
Thanos
was
snap that universe away, please.
yeah. They got rid of that
I
easy.
don't know what they were thinking, man. Like they had
They
a
were trying
Sonic
to
with.
they were trying to bring something for kids, but then kids was not liking that, bro. They was like, bro, this dumb. Like you made Knuckles dumb. You just made all the
They
characters
made
like
him a Neanderthal.
yeah,
Hmm.
bro. I
Like
was like,
he's
bro,
not a
nah, come
Neanderthal.
on, bro. And that's why I tell buddy, Edge's Elba's version of Knuckles is perfect.
Yeah,
Which
Perfect.
one?
Idris Elba's version of
Oh yeah,
Knuckles.
yeah, yeah,
That
yeah,
is
yeah,
perfect,
Yeah,
bro. Like like you could tell he's aware, cocky, but like that tribal mindset. Like
yeah,
he's like, oh, we finally meet apprentice of Longclaw. Like he's like,
yeah.
who?
He's smart within the realms of his own world. Like when he comes to Earth, like he makes some dumb decisions. Like no, he makes a decision of somebody who's never been here before. Like
Yeah.
that, it's not. He's not stupid. Like there's a difference.
He's like, why is your minion watching us like this?
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, we'll see. I
Yeah.
mean,
I'll
we'll
say
see.
we'll see.
We'll definitely see Tokyo Game Show. I mean, there's a lot riding on the table. I hope at least 3 characters get showed, bro. Like you got to give us some more characters now, bro.
I think they will. We'll get at least one for sure. You'll get at least one Virtual Fighter character before the end of Tokyo Game Show. Like absolutely. But we, like you said, we don't know where they're at in the development cycle. We don't even know when this game is coming. So
All I know is them stages about to be pretty.
everything
That's
about that
one,
game looks beautiful.
that's one thing about Virtual,
Which
man.
one?
Virtual
Virtual
Fighter
Fighter
album,
6.
they had some pretty stages, bro.
I mean, I'm still gonna be a Tekken fan, but we'll see.
Yeah. I have no
Yeah.
critiques on it thus far. But let's move into a little bit more of the anime portion of things and close out the show.
Right.
So one of the requests that we got from our viewers, which is hilarious because I'm like, it is kind of on brand for us, and we haven't really discussed it since our last pod. One Piece season 2 on Netflix is complete. They started to roll out the promotions slowly but surely. And the thing that was stirring up controversy, quote unquote, on the internet was the reveal of Vivi. Now, it's interesting because in the group chat, we're like, well, if her kingdom is if Alabasta is in the desert and Alabasta is supposed to be kind of an allegory for Egypt, then it would make
Egypt or Middle Eastern country.
yeah, like it would make
Princess of Color
sense
would
that
make
she
sense.
is not fair skinned. And the interneted. So I figured we'll have the serious talk, the adult talk, and then we'll get to the jokes. So what do you guys think about Princess Vivi being geographically accurate to where she's from?
It's course correction.
So then, why in the world did Oda uh design Vivi to be like that in the first place? If that's what
I think
wasn't
it's
his
course
intention.
correction, bro.
Mhm.
I think honestly, it's too far along to really ask why. Because when you really look at how long One Piece has been around, I think it's simple course correction. Simple course correction because then yeah, like if the kingdom is based off like an Egyptian or Middle Eastern kingdom, yes, the person should be of color. Like first of all, look at her dad. Like her dad, like even her dad, who hasn't really changed much. Like bro, like you could you see the shade
Mm-hmm.
of color. So it's like, yeah, like picking an actress, like it, like bro, it kind of does make sense.
Oh, I mean, no pushback here. I agree.
It's like,
And
nah, sorry, gods of Egypt fans, but no,
hate to burst that bubble for you, but
no.
Man, I still can't believe that
Gerard
movie,
Butler was
bro.
not.
Like,
Like, hate to break it to you.
Or like Jake Gyllenhaal plays the Prince of Persia. Like, no, bro. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
certain
All of
things are
that,
just
no, no.
yeah, and I don't
Give
think
me the
there's
dagger.
yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with correcting things later on. Like if you really want to go back, if you look at, I would say Doflamingo, even Shanks, and there's another character where it's like if you look at how they were first introduced to where compare it to like Marine Ford, especially Doflamingo, night and day difference in design. That was a completely different person that when they first showed Doflamingo. So
When
like
he was walking with Cooper, like,
yes.
eh.
Yeah, bro. Looking like looking like a straight sleaze bag.
Yeah, he looked like he's from the Miami's era, 80s
The
era, man.
Miami Vice
So,
era, yeah.
yeah, that the
Yeah.
Miami Vice era.
So that's something I don't think there's anything wrong with Vivi being course corrected. Joy, you got any serious thoughts before we get to the jokes?
I mean, I wasn't invested, man, like that. I just thought, Oda, like, to me, how do you how do you make that a mistake? But you're intentional with everything else. But this, you just somehow okay,
Oversights happen, bro.
you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess, man, because to me, this is along the lines of Darkshine, which is a character I despise.
No.
After not to
It's
the same degree.
no way.
To the
No
same
way.
degree, yeah. Okay, okay. I said that maybe. Yeah, you're right. I don't got a problem with it. It makes sense, right? I just what are you guys gonna do when you see Bartholomew Kuma?
They're gonna
How
have
are you guys gonna
they're
react?
gonna collapse.
So I'm just shocked that Zoro didn't slap Vivi if this is the case. You feel me? Usually Zoro
And
is
now we
straight.
get to the jokes.
Like Zoro at this point, Zoro is you can't even defend Zoro.
Fellas,
Yo,
will the
you can't
minority
defend Zoro.
hunter rise again?
Like you can't defend Zoro
You
at
really
this point. It's
even in the anime when they showed him fighting Rob Lucci and he was like, "I can still tell where you are by that animal stench," and I said, "He can't help himself."
I'm like, yo, like, okay, so as soon as King took off his mask, now you want to do, yeah, you want to release your bunkai.
Right now,
It's like, all right,
Zoro suddenly figured out how to cut him.
yeah, yeah. All of a sudden, you feel me? Yeah. And then even in the live action, I'm watching it. I'm sure my students is watching it. Mercs, the first scene, a black dude in the island. The scene wasn't even in the movie. The scene wasn't even in the anime, the original anime.
Mm-hmm.
Just flatlined homie. I said, oh, okay. I said, bro, I said, yo, I don't think I can justify this anymore.
I don't think you were
This
there for
is
the
not a
episode,
coincidence.
but Tim and I were joking about the way that Zoro was going a little bit too hard with the fishman in the live action. Like,
Bruh, that was
he was
like,
cutting
yo,
them down with intent.
Well, I mean, well, technically, this is based off the Alabasta saga, so I mean, the only one he's going to be cutting down is.
Well, is she in the arc?
I mean, he's part of Baroque Works. I mean, that was the main fight. But I guess the real gist. Oh yeah, in season
oh,
2 they're
Daz
about to
Bones.
That's
they're they're,
bones.
Daz
they're
Bones.
liberating a
That's
country.
that's crazy, man. I can't wait to see Daz Bones, by the way, who plays him.
Yeah.
But
But the thing is with the live action, it's like there's been so many random inconsistencies of like there's also possibilities he might not even be in it. It's like
nah, you
No,
can't do that.
no,
You
that's
the
can't do
live.
that.
Hey, look at what happened with what was the arc that they like
Don
completely
Krieg.
Don
Krieg.
Krieg, bro.
That actually worked. That actually worked.
No,
It worked for me a bit. It did. Because you know what? I can't even be mad at this.
I
No,
can.
because first of all, that John Creed fight alone would have been 4 episodes.
Yes.
When
Like
it comes
to
to
me,
live
you
action, bro, that money,
like yeah. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't even talk about because if you're not because you need Pirates of the Caribbean finances to do what we see. You need Pirates of
Yes.
the Caribbean finances to do, and you should put Pirates of the Caribbean finances. This should be treated with the same respect almost like a Game of Thrones. If you want me to be real,
No,
because
keep
of the
going.
world. Because of the world, the return that you'll get on an investment by treating One Piece, Pirates of the Caribbean, fed in. There's a that I watch it over and over. And do you know how deep the story is for Pirates of the Caribbean? Do you know the Black Pearl was because behind this is actual lore that Jack Sparrow, he was actually just a tradesman, and he bought a ship. They hired him for a job, and the job was transporting slaves. So what he did, he freed him. When they found out he freed him, they sunk the ship. It once he sunk the ship, he did a deal with Davy Jones. It resurrected. That's why them boys once he saw they called it the Black Pearl, and they were like, yo, what the? And that's why everybody was terrified of, because they heard that the ship came back alive. Because that's how he made the deal with Davy Jones. I might be butchering it. I'm not giving it to you word for word. It's around the gist of the storyline or the lore. And so One Piece have it should be treated as such. Netflix, if you're not gonna put a
Then
Stranger
I do
Things.
feel like this round, like the first round, definitely was a trial because that Captain Kuro arc, that budget was just
That was CW budget
bro.
season.
I mean, I do because first of all, I do feel like this live action is going to have a cutoff point because there's just a certain point the Straw Hats was just defying everything,
Yeah,
and a live action cannot capture that. I'm sorry.
it. I don't see it going past CP9.
Yeah,
There's no way you can convince me of the threat of a giraffe man in live action. I'm sorry. You can't. There's just certain things like you can't. It doesn't matter. You could have the actor for Lucci could put on the world's best performance you've ever seen on Netflix and be like, this CGI looks ridiculous. He's a half leopard man.
Lucci would work.
It's either they would do kind of like what they do with other shows where it's like they show hints of having the powers, but they never go full beast. But I'm like, it's not. And then like to Tim's point, it's like, can you even do any of the time skip stuff? Gear 5? Can you imagine Gear 4? Imagine in live action? No.
yeah. I don't think I don't
Please.
think I don't think they're going too far with this. I mean, it was a social experiment. It was a social experiment that actually caught some waves. So I mean, we'll see how far that they take it. I mean, we already know the anime portion every Saturday is hitting because
That's where the budget
as
goes.
soon as you log off, like them reels already
Oh
on
yeah. Once
on
I see clip
Insta.
after clip after clip on my timeline, I'm like, oh, they must have snapped this episode again. But yeah, no,
So
I think it's
it's
gonna
course
be
correction, bro. It's course correction, and you also get dealing with the racism of people.
yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, like I don't know if it's just I don't know if how you guys feel about this, but it's always funnier to me when it's not intentional. Like if you think about how Oda writes his characters, obviously no, Zoro is not racist, but because the pieces collect together
Uh,
so coincidentally,
I
the
I'm waiting.
narrative is
I'm
just
waiting for that
funnier.
backstory, man. Because
It's just funnier. Of like,
I'm waiting for that.
you gotta have Zoro having the main fallout with Vivi in the live action. You have to. You have to embrace the meme at this point. You got to.
You got to. You got to. Because dog, every character that's dark skinned gets bodied, bro. Even zombies, homie.
Or from a continent that contains dark
Or
people.
for content that contains dark people, like
Giraffes
dog,
and leopards are from Africa.
Africa.
Three sword style. Non-stop cuts.
Dog.
You shall see.
Killing a tent through the roof. But let's get into our last topic of the night. Now, I put this in the group chat because I thought it was extremely interesting and kind of naturally tied into what we wanted to talk about. But apparently, in the States, the recent Demon Slayer Infinity Castle movie is now officially in its opening weekend the first anime movie since Pokemon, the first movie, to surpass Pokemon. It's made more money than Pokemon did.
Finally.
Yeah. So I wanted to first.
I'm excited.
No,
I'm
yeah, I
happy,
wanted to
bro.
first talk about that as far as like, what do you guys think about like? Well, obviously, it speaks to how much anime has become mainstream, right? Especially from our heyday of like, you got to go to your comic book shop to get some of these episodes for certain things because who cares,
Yeah.
Versus
Yeah.
like now it's like just pick a streaming site. You got anime all over the place. What do you guys think about the news of Demon Slayer like getting to this level of popularity?
I saw it happening.
Um, I think it's. Oh, I'm sorry, Jory. Go ahead.
You go ahead. You good? No, you good. You good.
It's definitely worthy admiration. I do feel like there are some like Game of Thrones hype elements, like people just was talking about it so much now. Certain people are left out, but the word of mouth marketing actually did a lot, man, bro. Like I said, that sound Hashira fight
Goaded.
till this day,
Mm-hmm.
it lives in people's minds. Like,
Mm-hmm.
bro, what is this? Like
That
just that 10 seconds
episode.
of them yelling and just you didn't even realize if you didn't watch the full thing, you didn't realize like no, Buddy's doing that with one hand.
Yeah.
One hand. And
The
like I said, some people started to binge watch it. The story is actually and it's a short term anime. So I think that also enticed people like, oh no, bro, like this ain't no supernatural where it's gonna be like 12,
Right. A filler
22
season or
seasons.
whatever. Yeah.
Like, no, this ramping up to a full battle now. Like even for me, when I first started, bro, that forest arc, when them kids was just getting butchered,
Yeah.
but I was like, bro, like they was just like this one girl came out, oh please save me. He just broke her neck. I was like, wow,
or,
okay.
or even in the other forest when you run to the spider family and Zenitsu
No, I'm
runs.
talking about that one.
No, I think you're talking about the trial
No.
because
I'm
it was
talking about
getting.
no. I was talking about the actual like spider
Oh,
force.
okay. I'm on the Demon Slayer trial. Like when they got like officially like put into their clans, like they was getting. It
Yeah,
wasn't.
force of death for
Yeah.
real. No
no,
genjutsu gonna save you.
that took the tuning exam to like new heights, bro.
Yeah. Armageddon levels.
No, but honestly, man, it's well deserved, man. It's a great show. Um, and honestly, like yeah, bro, like I'm glad something has finally gotten that level. Like wow, like it did numbers,
Hmm.
and it's well deserved. Now, yes, expanding the final story is a bit much to the way they're doing it is a bit much.
If the rumors are
Which,
true.
but if you read the manga, you have already shed your tears.
Yes, I do have a question to you guys about that though. Jory, what are your thoughts though on Demon Slayer surpassing Pokemon?
I'm happy. I'm glad. I can't stand Pokemon right now, fam. Like, yeah,
No, honestly, bro. After the first two
yeah.
Pokemon movies, I was just like,
I'm happy.
when
I'm
you
happy.
really look at
The
it,
last.
yeah, when you really look at it, like after, like in retrospect, like only the first two movies to me slapped the hardest.
And even two, if we keep it in a
No, no,
thousand.
no. Two is Pokemon 2000s. No, listen. Okay, hold on. Let me go on two and let me go on three. What is Lugia? A flying dolphin,
Sure.
pterodactyl, whatever.
It's
Like
a
you
it's
can
based on
swim
this
and
it's a
fly.
sea dragon or Ryujin.
Oh, I thought he was a bird.
Just four fingers. That junk got four fingers. Just you feel me? But okay, Jory, we got a flying rock that hovers over the ground. Jory, what are you talking about? All right, you're right.
True.
You're right.
With fists.
You're right. With fists. Just you feel me? But oh man, I think yo the unknowns from part three. What is this? I'm 10 years old and I want to throw. I'm throwing the popcorn bucket at the screen. Pokemon 2000s was not like it just got me hot, man.
Yeah.
Um, and then just the yelling, I just was like, what's the point of this movie, man? Like Pokemon, even Pokemon, the first movie kind of like got me mad with the ending. I'm like, yo, we just fighting clones? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because especially like even like the first movie was great to me as a child, but like after reading the manga, I was like, nah, bro. Like,
But even on the rewatch of like the animation is great, especially for the time. But I'm like the
Yeah.
plot. I'm like
The plot ain't
I
it.
don't know.
man. The
And
only
then they
movie
did
that I enjoyed
and then they did the
from
remix
Pokemon,
version with that new art style. I was like,
trash,
Yeah.
trash,
Shredded.
shredded ash, trash, fam. Okay, and then my thing, Entei was not even a Pokemon; it was a man. And I'm like, throw this away,
yeah, it
throw
was
this away.
something like from her imagination from a storybook. It wasn't the real NZ.
Nah, garbage. You know what would have been fire for the first Pokemon movie? Let us fight Giovanni. Let us see this villain that everybody keeps telling me about and that we never ever get introduced to. Ever. Y'all made me terrified of Alakazam because that's his so-called favorite Pokemon. That was his
No,
main.
that wasn't it.
Alakazam was in it. Who was his team?
I remember Giovanni's a ground type trainer, bro. Alakazam is Sabrina.
His go-to was like right on.
Yeah, right on
Okay.
Needle
Yeah.
Queen. Yeah,
Okay. And Persian, right? Persian was his
Depends
depending on
on depends on the version. Yeah.
which version of Giovanni you talking about.
okay.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, okay. I didn't know there was a Quantum Mania going
Nah,
on, but
bro,
all right,
no,
I'll
no,
take
bro.
it.
Like I said, bro, manga Giovanni is the real Giovanni, bro. Everyone else is an imposter.
Yeah. I guess to bring it back to the topic, I feel like, and I think I asked you this, Tim, the last when we were trying to record initially for the episode, of like, it's interesting to see Demon Slayer be as successful as it is, given the violence, right? Of like, technically, Infinity Castle is a rated R movie, I think, technically.
Oh, okay. Let me finish because I got veered off a little bit. Got distracted by Pokemon, but yes, I'm very happy that it's. I think it's well deserved because to me, there's way more effort in Demon Slayer than what I'm getting out of these Pokemon movies or anything Pokemon. The only Pokemon movie I really enjoyed was the Rayquaza one in a long time.
I didn't even watch
That's
that one. So
yeah, that's the only one I would say has a consistent plot. Rayquaza versus Deoxys. But besides that, the Pokemon generations. But for as far as the movie, man, 100% um deserves it because it didn't come at a time to where it did come out at the time to where it was very difficult to get the results or the success that it's getting now. Because there was like Attack on Titan was still hot. You had Seven Deadly Sins still hot. You had a lot of animes that were preferably watchable that were still hot, and Demon Slayer still wind up holding that title. I think Demon Slayer does or fills the void, not in the same way, but in different ways that Full Metal Alchemist has. The only thing is Full Metal Alchemist probably just didn't have as film success or film presence as Demon Slayer does. But I say, as far as a story that people really like, Demon Slayer is up there.
I also feel like Demon Slayer did a good job by expanding in different areas. Like, for example, I think the cosplay community of Demon Slayer really helped push it, bro.
oh, the different color
The
Haoris
cosplay
and
elements, and of course,
Fam,
the way social media is now with the
I'm
edits,
glad you said that, Tim.
the social media elements, like it added a lot of flavor to it. And then even now, as like I think anime, especially over here, it became like a fine wine. It just got sweeter over the years. That people just found these things interesting. Even people who didn't even watch anime in high school are more interested in it now. Especially, it's more accessible after COVID. There's so many animes available on Netflix now
mm-hmm.
that
I
people
mean,
just, especially people in relationships. That's what also what I've realized. A lot of new. I've experienced it like certain people. Oh yeah, my boyfriend made me watch it. Oh, my girlfriend made me watch it. And it's like you're building a genuine community of lovers just by spending natural human quality
hey,
time together.
listen, Tim. I'm glad you said the costume thing because I went to Aventura to watch the movie on a
Mm.
Sunday.
Mm.
Guess who was dressed up in costumes?
Everybody.
All races from all different social classes and statuses. People that you thought would never cosplay. The cool people were cosplaying and unapologetically doing so. I'm talking about
Listen,
all
I
out.
just want a Tengen tank. That's all
That's
I
funny.
want.
And I'm watching people in the robes. They say, "Yo, I'm gonna enjoy this movie in the
And you know
gear."
what? And you know who they always robe they always get the The one who's Ichigo's voice actor, because it's like a mixed match pattern.
Gyu,
Yeah,
Gyu,
well,
Yeah.
Gyu, Gyu.
it's always his. It's always
Yeah.
his.
Oh yeah,
The
no,
one
no.
day I
His is
want
nice
this
though.
match is today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's well deserved, man. I don't know if you agree fully with what I'm saying, but I think it does fill up.
Oh,
It does receive the respect that I feel like Full Metal Alchemist should have, but Full Metal Alchemist never had a movie presence. So, um, did it need one? No,
mm-mm.
it didn't need one.
Mm-mm.
But because how they chose to do the series of Demon Slayer, I think that actually benefited not only that, but the studio that was behind it. My goodness,
But
definitely contributed to
but
Demon
that's
Slayer's
hard to
success.
say in terms of Full Metal Alchemist specifically, because once they did Brotherhood, they got the best of the best at the time. Like it wasn't like
Mm.
they threw like the
Yeah,
you know the Naruto Shippuden first season budget on Full Metal. Like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is like every episode is a
quality.
visual spectacle
Got you,
essentially.
got you.
It's not that I disagree with either of you guys. Like I said, I just think it's interesting. Of like, typically, I remember. I mean, I guess obviously things have changed drastically, but I would actually make an argument that we were subjected to more violent cartoons growing up. Of like, if our parents really saw what we were watching when we were watching Dragon Ball Z, of like, yo, Tien's arm is in the breeze. You know what I'm saying? Like, Gohan is 4 years old getting his ribs crushed. You know, so like when you kind of grow up in that era where like they're saying something you just throw on in front of the family versus Demon Slayer, I'm like, Demon Slayer is pretty violent.
Yeah, it is. It
And
is.
it's like parents, kids, boys, girls of all ages, like watch Tandro survive a broken arm as he cuts and breathes again. It's like it's just interesting for me to see that like just widespread
crazy.
like like acceptance of like yeah, Giyu just cut this demon neckwise down and blood gushed everywhere.
You want to see Muzan put his hole through a pencil, put his hand through an actual human head, like a
Yeah,
watermelon.
yeah.
Fam, that made me hate Muzan so much. I can't describe quite. I can't really describe why I hated that scene so much. Not to say I hated the scene because it was a bad scene, but it made me hate Muzan more than I ever thought I would because of how it happened.
That's interesting because I don't think that scene. I felt like it was more of a like at that point it was just a victim of circumstance of like wrong place, wrong time again versus like
It was, but
cause and effect.
it still made me hate Muzan because of how it
Oh,
was just so disrespectful. Like the man is talking, and you just that's it. I'm like, fam. I was like, oh, I hate you.
I mean,
I hate
really,
you.
that's what a megalomaniac does.
right.
No, 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 no. But no, but
I'm
I
like, Jory,
mean,
you watch JoJo, Dio. Have you ever? Do
no,
you keep track of how many slices of bread you've eaten in your life? Like that type of time.
no. Dio's trash. Dio's trash. But
Like even when the spider dude got killed, remember he called the meeting with the remaining lower moons and upper moons. Dude, after he killed like someone of his, like dude was like, "Oh, you have anything?" He's like, "If I say anything, you'll kill us. If I don't say anything, you'll kill us. If I run away, you'll kill us." It's like, what you want me to do?
You knew what type of time he was on from jump. Yeah,
Like, bro, dude was so upset that he just eliminated all the lower moons. And the
yeah,
last one that was the remainder, oh, here's a little nice little power up, go on a train and cause some ruckus.
yeah.
And then in the midst of that ruckus, here comes like a pure bleach moment. Oh, here comes a high rank, or he must be number 4. Like, no, he is number 3.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
Yeah. You turned the corner and Kenpachi came through the wall. Oh boy.
yeah, that's crazy. No, yeah. Go ahead, Ant.
No,
Let me finish the thought.
I just that's just my thought of like, again, I don't think Demon Slayer is a bad series overall. I will. This is the hill I will die on. I do think it is carried by its animation and its characters more so than the story. That's
Um,
That's kind of where I'm at. If you think about the story, if you really think about the story, like really,
It's fast forward.
it's fast forward for
Yes.
sure.
A, B, C,
Yeah, roll credits.
Z.
Yeah, but again, the characters are written so well.
Yes.
The action is stylized so well that you're like, you know what? I'm okay with
Which is
this.
part of the reason why, like, whenever they explore into a character, you get so much of their backstory and flashbacks at the same time.
Yeah. So let's talk about that, guys. Tim brought up a great point. All the critiques about this movie getting criticism for being a flashback slayer, the Infinity Castle. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
It's common
Okay,
sense.
yeah, like what do you guys you
Like, did
guys
you
need
really
to
expect an hour, 30-minute plus of just straight slicing and dicing? Like,
Right.
no. Like, bro, your brain was scrambled. That level of just no, like literally, bro. Like remember when the animation movies would come and then they would always give you the warning about like flashing colors.
Mm,
Bro, it wasn't until I saw that scene from Arcane season 2 when that dimensional shift was happening. I was like, bro, what am I watching?
mm.
yo
I had to stop.
yo
I had to
hey
sit down, bro.
yeah yeah
I was
yeah
like,
you need to slow down. Yeah, you had to like pause.
what just happened?
Straight
Like,
kick again, guy.
am I truly getting old or something? Like, no, bro, no, this is an actual thing. Like, your brain is literally trying to process
Nah,
what's happening,
the boys
Yeah.
are using kick again, guy, dog.
bro.
Yeah.
So it's
Oh,
like, yeah, bro, like especially if you're a manga reader, yes, they broke it up into 2 to 3 movies. You're gonna need some background stuff because, like, to be honest, like, bro, like, we know we're fighting these villains, but we still don't know anything about them.
Right.
So it's part of the story. Like, yes, bro, like you're gonna need some flashbacks. What is
Also,
motivating these characters?
yeah. Also, I'm like, did we just start watching this series or something? Like, I'm like, the entire run of Demon Slayer has been flashbacks. I've joked before on this podcast that like the minute Tanjiro starts thinking about his family, roll credits on that building. It's over. He about to remember some secret technique his mom told him while they're making rice balls in the kitchen. Like
yeah.
it's done.
His dad told him. His dad was
Yeah.
yeah. Once his dad teach him, like, son, father, do
Yeah,
you
like that,
remember
that
when?
one
Yeah, that
episode
was
when he
it.
kept like committing suicide and then he kept seeing visions of his brother, his little brother, and stuff
Yeah.
like that. It's like, yes, bro, it's part of the story.
Flashbacks is Demon Slayer. Like,
And then unlocking ancestral memory as the mark,
bro,
role.
exactly. They introduced the whole thing of inherited memories, like you said, the ancestral thing of like that's in the story. Like it comes with the territory. It's like, oh, can't believe Goku turned Super Saiyan again. Oh, it's like, bro, what? Do you know what
Like,
you're watching?
like even the Wind Hashira, when you found out that him and I think his name Genma, like bro, you
Genya,
found out they're brothers. But why did one become so?
so
Why are they
hateful.
why are they
Yeah,
so both angry? It's because bro, like
exactly.
their mother.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like that's why like I was just confused of like, oh, there's so many so much flashbacks. I'm like,
But the thing is, those flashbacks aren't trash.
they're not.
Inosuke's story is not a heartwarming story.
No, it's
And
not.
you realize now you want yeah, it's and then you wind up hating that was is it Upper Moon 2?
Yeah,
You wind up hating him even more.
yeah.
Like I'm like, yo, I didn't think I could
Yeah,
hate so many
Doma.
villains
Doma
all
story.
in
I
one.
don't care about him, bro. I just want him dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like, yo, you gotta go, brother.
Yeah, because
You had to go from the front.
From
How you
yeah.
killed a butterfly girl? You had to go. Now you got after seeing what you did to a Inosuke, I said, oh no, like you really have to, kid. I hope you get demolished. You know what I'm saying? That's I mean the chapters, dog. I'm like, yo, I hate you as much as Griffith. You feel me? For those of that
Yeah.
aren't
For
Berserk
Berserk
fans,
fans, yeah.
you got to do a lot for me to hate you in the. I don't even hate Dio this much because Dio to me is more comical than anything, even though he's diabolical. But yeah, man, like this, I think it taps into the emotion very well,
No,
and
again, well
yeah,
written
yeah. So
characters.
that's where I see that's where it works. You know that ABCD is the groundwork, the body,
Mhm.
and everything else on that tray just does its job so well that I'm like, I give you an A.
Yeah. You know how
I
many
give you an
clips
A.
I see of the Rengoku speech to Tanjiro? Like, whenever you find yourself doubting your ability, whenever you find yourself being not enough, set your heart ablaze. That was it.
And then not only that, but I think the story gives us a level of suspense that we just haven't felt in a lot of
Since Attack on Titan.
anime. Yeah, since Attack on
Mm-hmm.
Titan,
I'm
and it's the
like,
truth
anybody might go at this point.
because like spoilers, Asuka catching his head to reattach it. My heart dropped. I said, "Yo, they done. Ryu from Street Fighter is gonna finish you.
Yeah.
It's over." And reattach. And after that, he evolved.
Yeah.
So my thing was like, "Yo, these dudes are Dragon Ball Z Cooler's Revenge exhausted. It's over.
Yeah.
It's over." And that to me is like, yo, she's a great writer. The suspense is there. The suspense. I know how people feel like people can say how they felt about the final battle with Muzan, but for me, I'm like, bro, you gotta fight this person for how long? This person out of everybody?
Yeah. The tension was there. And I mean, again,
There's tension. You know what I'm saying?
it's
So
yeah, like I told you, my critique with that fight is just it's his move set started just becoming a little bit too everything. Like he could do everything. It's like, bro, okay. All right. Yeah, he has this, he has that. He has it's like
all for one and
what?
one for all.
No, yeah, for real. Where you're just like, bro, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but I feel like just in terms of the.
Um,
Mhm.
no, you good. You
Oh
good. You
no,
good.
yeah. For a second, so I thought you had said something.
I'm sorry.
No, I just feel like ultimately with again my ongoing question with Demon Slayer, I'm just like it's just interesting given the popularity of these other animes. Like we kind of know obviously where My Hero dropped the ball, but I'm actually surprised that we haven't seen these type of numbers from One Piece. I'm like I even just out of sheer consumption, right? Even though the movies I don't think necessarily are bar for bar. I'm like just because One Piece is so popular, you would think One Piece would have broken some kind of record.
One Piece is popular in like I feel in a certain domain. As far as the movies, nobody goes crazy because like almost with Demon Slayer and Dragon Ball Z, like Dragon Ball Z Broly, that movie was crazy. I'm
Mm,
talking about the people that came out to watch it. That was a cultural event. Even Goku go a cultural event. Okay, so now One Piece has some of that momentum. I believe now if One Piece were to do a movie that's not a musical, it would
that's not a
get the
musical.
reaction. It would get the reaction that we're looking for. If One Piece were to do it now, but One Piece has to strategically, hey, we're not gonna do this arc. We're gonna do this arc as a movie. Now you have it hyped. That's how I would say it.
I don't think that would
Um,
work for One Piece though. Too many,
it,
too much backstory for One Piece.
No, it would have to be a part to where you can just do barara. The
Yeah,
backstory would be done, and the final. Then that's how it would work. Of
yeah,
course, you would have to use wisdom and just
yeah.
market it
Because for
properly. That's all I'm saying.
as much as I'm appreciating the backstory of how like all these first generation pirate terrorists came to be, I'm like, fam, we ain't seen Luffy in about 3 months at this rate because of these flashbacks. I've seen more of Roger's life in the past 2 years than I have of the main character with these flashbacks.
Roger.
Yeah, so like that's also part of it for me too. Of like, I think I know Joy, you feel differently. I don't know if Tim never really spoken about how he felt about the Four Kids dub. I'm like, I think the Four Kids dub didn't do One Piece favors out the gate, and people kind of had to come back around to One Piece later on. Whereas like something like Demon Slayer, it's like Demon Slayer was good out the gate. It was like there wasn't anything where we were like,
Yeah. One Piece style didn't gravitate me early. I started watching One Piece when Kizaru showed up.
which is
Yeah.
episode
So
wise way
and
later.
then but I did give respect. I did enjoy the Don Krieg episode. That's what made me actually, to be honest with you, that was what made me watch One Piece. Then it disappeared.
Hmm.
Then I couldn't find it anywhere
Hmm.
on Four Kids. So that's what kind of like One Piece had a inconsistent
American
uh
presence.
American
Yeah.
presence. So it didn't gravitate to a lot of people, or it didn't attach the way it should have. Naruto, on the other hand, had a consistent presence
Yeah.
throughout the Toonami cycle. So
Yeah.
I think those things affected One Piece's popularity.
Yeah, that I think
Um,
there's the episode count. Like to Tim's point, like Demon Slayer, you could get through the first 3 seasons in a weekend if you really want to. One Piece,
Also, One Piece is more of a niche.
you
I
think so?
mean, it is.
yeah,
Oh, well, actually, it's going to change as of now due to what I mentioned to you guys earlier. Because like even now, bro, like the amount of like One Piece breakdowns about societal like references, bro, is ramping up, bro.
You know what? You have a good point because when I think about like if I was to try to explain to like my wife, for example, of like look at these characters, she'd be like, "What? Who did a child draw these?"
What is this?
Yeah,
yeah. It's not you for me. I hated One Piece because of that.
Because the
Like,
yeah,
main story was hidden behind this childish like story. Like
yeah.
it's like no, bro, this is about colonialism.
Right. Like if she was to see Luffy running across the sky, dodging multiple clones of Kizaru, she'd be like, I'm leaving. I'm leaving the room. Enjoy your little cartoon." You know, like whereas like with
yeah, yeah.
Demon Slayer is a
When
little
we
bit more
say
grounded.
cartoon,
I mean, I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
I
what you know is
mean,
bad. It's
I
clip.
mean,
It's
the
over.
cracker, the cracker, that episode did not help me my credibility amongst my homies, dog. Like
Mm-mm.
the what's not Marine Ford, man. Big Mama's
Yeah, Whole
arc,
Cake Island. Yeah.
Whole Cake Island, yeah, Whole Cake Island. I'm like, yo, what the heck you watching, man?
Right.
Like, dumpling, talking dumplings, George.
Right.
Like,
Right. For sure.
no, no dates. I lost no dates after
No One
after the
Piece
yeah,
and
walk.
so
chill.
that's what I said. It's heavily niche. Like even with this growing popularity due to like world revolts around the world, it's only certain people are still gonna stick with it because like bro, like I said, when that episode count, bro, that fatigue,
Yeah, no,
that hits you,
that's
bro.
fair. It's a
It's, I
fair
was like,
point.
bro, who was like the people who started it, who I know who started it from the beginning and watched it all the way through, is because they are genuinely interested, like long term anime lovers, and they understand the themes that are what's going on. Now,
But I
there's
think
gonna
that
be some
episode
people
count
who are just
is
gonna watch for the
foobar.
hype and just fall off.
I
But
think that episode count is. I'm
that
sorry, Tim. I
Skypiea
didn't mean to
arc,
cut you off.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
that's gonna make
that
it for
arc,
you.
that arc right there.
it's
That's gonna
hard. It's hard to be like, I'm gonna see this through. You're like, and I got how many more episodes left?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think I'm
yeah, that's
good.
Skypiea arc ain't it, man. That Skypiea arc ain't it, man. Sets up a lot of
A
events,
lot of
but
events,
bro.
but
Like
no.
if you start One Piece from one to now, like bro, you basically stepped into the hyperbolic time chamber, and by the time you come out, you're gonna be 50.
yeah. Although I do have a friend who I put on to One Piece who I think at the time they were just starting to wrap up Wano, and she caught up to Caesar from the time skip from episode 1. So I'm like, oh, you like this show?
Yeah, like you have to genuinely be into this, bro.
Yeah,
My thing is when people say, "Oh, I can't watch the episodes," it's too. I'm like, bro, y'all watch. You'll binge watch a whole 5 seasons of
Grey's Anatomy,
Grey's
and then
Anatomy. Like
rewatch
what?
it.
And rewatch it. So shut up. Like y'all just not in the scope of being
It's the
consistently
spirit,
honest
man.
with yourselves.
It's the spirit. It attracts certain people, and it does.
Yeah.
It
So
does
it's
not
like, but I'm
use
like,
much
yo,
of it.
what do you? Cause I'll check him like, yo, you. I'm like, yo, how you talking about you don't like watching? You can't watch a 3 hour movie, but like you watch the whole entire season of Narcos, a whole
Yeah,
entire season of Breaking Bad,
Like one of my
and like talk about, oh, where's the rest of the episode? I'm like, yo, we just gave you 9 years of our lives.
8 years of cinema, 8 hours of cinema.
And you didn't even want to go to sleep. You went to work, man. Why you so tired, man? I was just maybe like, yo, yeah,
One
like
more
just
episode.
yeah, well, yeah.
I got
Shut
one.
up,
I got
man.
one more left in me.
And y'all get mad when we give you weekly episodes. Like, oh, I can't do it anymore. Like, just give me everything all at once. I'm like, no, here's One Piece.
Yeah.
There you go. It's not like I caught up. I caught up very fast when I decided to watch One Piece. It wasn't even that hard. I'm like I haven't even got through all of Wano because I'm behind. But
it's who you are as a person, man.
you're
Mhm.
right. You're right. You're right. But that argument doesn't stand.
Because like
If
one
you
of
would be
my
honest.
one of my new friends, she asked for recommendations, and due to her personality, I say, I think you'll like Full Metal Alchemist, and she's like, yo, I'm in love.
It's
I
one of
love
the
it.
greatest animes
But
of all time.
she said, like, no offense, but she's like, I love Full Metal Alchemist, but Attack on Titan, I just couldn't get into.
Which
And she's
is interesting.
no, but then everybody's different, bro. There's just certain things that click, and it doesn't. Certain things click, and certain
That's
things it
very
doesn't.
interesting.
But then I also made because I saw she shared a reel and it was from Blue Eyed Samurai. I was like, hey, did you ever watch this? She's like, no, I don't even know where it's from. I was like, watch Blue Eyed Samurai on Netflix, and like I said, anime is like it's a reflection of your personality, your level of knowledge about the world. It's a reflection of you
Mm.
in a sense. So like for example, like especially like like late '80s kids like us, like yes, the reason why we clung to like Pokemon, Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh, because one thing those shows really reflected about us, we were children going through our early stages of development, and when you really understand those shows, yes, oh, here's a 12-year-old, here's a Pokemon encyclopedia and 6 Pokeballs. Enjoy your journey.
Mm.
Oh, you were a kid, you were making breakfast one day with your sister, and some Tyrannosaurus Rex just had a fight in the street, and now you are a destined child to save the world. Enjoy your journey. You get, oh, like some kid from some rich kid called you out, called your grandpa all type of names. Are you gonna let that happen?
Yeah,
Enjoy your journey.
but I also think we also have the benefit of there being additional layers to most of the stuff that we grew up on.
Yeah,
Like even with the actually no, even with Pokemon. Like so for me, right, getting into the Pokemon manga now, it's like I can appreciate even the more mature themes because I'm a mature adult at this point, right? Whereas like with Yu-Gi-Oh, you start peeling back what they were really talking about. You're like, yo, this was
Me.
crazy. You know
Oh,
what I'm
me.
saying?
I rewatching Gundam Wing as an adult. I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
This
okay.
joke was top notch, right?
Yeah, so that's what I mean. I'm like, I think we also had the benefit of like, yes, it was appealing to us as kids, but there was also something a little. There was some meat there. Like if you really wanted to get like some more depth, I'm like, it was all you got to do is look. All you got to do is learn a little something. You know, where I'm like, I feel like nowadays it's there sometimes, but again, to kind of bring it home with Demon Slayer and kind of close this out, like, I just think Demon Slayer. I'm curious to see how it ages in the wider scope of anime influence. Because, like, to me, the question I wanted to ask y'all is like, I know, like, most manga artists, when they get to their last arc, either they start getting sick, start getting burnt out, both. And there was some personal things of why the artist decided to speed up the ending of Demon Slayer. Do you guys think we'll see things that weren't present in the manga with the remaining movies?
Might small details. Probably
What's
like
the
how
reason?
like with Bleach. Like there are some parts that they still skipped over that is just still annoying, but then there's a little 1 2 minute segment of here. I'm like, okay, that was actually nice.
Yeah, and they expanded on Squad Zero a lot in the anime.
So I
Um,
mean,
What was her reasoning?
um, I'll have to look it up. I have like the last volume, and then I think she spoke about it, but I think it was just like she was just because I think Demon Slayer technically ended as the pandemic was starting, and I think it was
Mhm.
just kind of like she was just like overwhelmed with what's going on in the world, and just like I can't be trying to make this story, the way I want it to be when there's there's a worldwide plague. I think that was the reason. I'll look it up and I'll send it in the group chat if I can find it. But she like was like I'm gonna like wrap this up.
Okay. Okay.
But you can tell like once you kind of get past, I want to say the Doma fight, the upper rank one, his story is kind of like it's there, but it's not. And then Muzan's backstory is like this feels like roll credits backstory. I'm like, now you're telling us all this? Like, oh yeah, this happened and this person. It's like, man, you could have peppered this in like along the way.
Um. Okay.
So yeah, you don't think there'll be any additional scenes? Any?
Maybe. I mean, that'd be cool if she does. I think that'll give the anime property and the overall Demon Slayer ending would be more prominent than anything. It'll definitely solidify itself and silence people saying, yes, the anime is what carried the manga, and thank goodness for it. And that's
Right.
it.
Like, does it become the Full Metal Alchemist of this next generation's time? Is my question to you guys.
It doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be, but if people consider it to be, I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah, because to be honest, I don't feel like it has to fall into any of those categories. Because I feel, like I said, it's also a reflection of who you are as a person. And I do feel like, it was something that came, you enjoyed it for what it was. And, like I said, there's a bunch of digital media out there that is going to remain like a nice little vinyl album. It went.
I mean, if we get Demon Slayer fighters, I don't know. It might
You
go
just
down
have
as
to
a GOAT.
be there.
Yeah, it might go down as a GOAT. I'm not, if Arc System Works says, yo, we're making a Demon Slayer fighting game, I'm like, you know what? You're solidified. Because that's always the thing of like what Tim said
I don't
years,
see it. I don't
pods
see
and
it
pods
being
ago of
popular like
like, huh?
I don't see it being popular like
Demon Slayer?
fighting game? Like a One Piece or a Naruto?
Demon Slayer?
Because it's like, yeah. I guess what I'm trying to say is I would say there's more animes that would make better fighters than in a way
Oh,
because
absolutely.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why. But yeah, it'll be popular. But would it be like? I think it'll just get as much range as your King of Fighters crowd.
I,
It'll be an excellent fighting game, but it won't be like Street Fighter or
the
Tekken or
The only reason why I disagree is because to me, on paper, Dragon Ball Fighters would not have worked. Because like if you're telling me this series, which I love and enjoy, where admittedly everyone throws faster than light punches and different colored blasts of the same exact thing, just with different hand signs, I'm like, this is not going to work as a deep fighter. And I was wrong. I was very wrong. So I'm like, you talking about a series where all the demons have different demon arts. All the swordsmen have different stances and weapon designs that can be fleshed out in different ways. None of them fight the same way. Even Tanjiro and Gyu, who are both water breathers, don't fight the same way. Like there's a lot
It
of
was.
oh yeah, a water breather turned flame breather. Like there's a lot of oh yeah, sun. There's a lot of room for I think variety.
Basically, and they're like, no, bro, I'm not Firestar. I'm a Tarasu.
Yeah.
Get it straight.
What an eye power up. The invisible world. All right.
oh, so now you're using the Byakugan.
Right.
Okay.
Next thing we
Don't-
know,
don't-
we're gonna flash back to Tanjiro in his crib, and his dad's telling him about.
So now he got the Attack on Titan Renegon, where he can go back in time and talk to his dad while he becoming his dad
Yeah.
and his brother at the same time.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
One of these days, we're gonna have to do some serious anime corners, and one of them is gonna have to be a real talk about Attack on Titan, like a real discussion, especially of everything post time skip of Attack on Titan.
I agree.
Cause
I agree.
ay,
100%.
But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for sticking out with us for the show. We gave you guys, well, you know what I'm saying? Speaking of content, at least we came back with some bass. You feel me? There's enough things of like you can digest this, pop your popcorn, cut YouTube on your TV, play your Spotify when you're going for a walk. You get your whole workout to the Press Start Select podcast.
Yes, and excuse the setup. Didn't have enough time to set up the way I wanted to, but I guess it worked.
Anyone
right?
who's been rocking with us long enough has seen our setup change multiple times. It's actually
right.
par for the course with us on this podcast. So
Yeah.
they can hear us, they can see us. At some point, if this grows enough, there'll be some consistency. But till then, the consistency is inconsistency in setup. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am Antonius the Gamer,
right.
Mikkel Smith, Super SSS rank. This is
Super
the Press
SSS
Start
rank.
Select podcast. Till next time, peace.
Peace.